morning, guys. How you been? Good. Okay. As I have told you in OGP classes also and other batches, we will be doing the PYQ sessions at the end, topic wise. You guys have revised? Which topic today? Percentage. Dilappa. Okay. Have you guys revised? Revised? Revised Madidira? A little bit of revision. Yeah, we are into last stage here. As I have mentioned in the class also, we will be having 5 stages where initially we have to work on our basics. Next is content making, which is come to the class, make the notes and completes all the syllabus. Thereafter, you do the revision. Then solve PYQs. Then take mock. You will be ready for the exam. Okay. So, you have completed your basics. Anyway, you have attended the class here. You have done the revision. Now we are in this stage. Okay. After this, mock. Okay. At this point only, you will get to know can you able to solve most of the questions of mock or not. Okay. So, let's apply our skills to the PYQs. Okay. ಬರ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಂಗಿದ್ರೆ Yeah, my name is Shamanth Gowda and I am your CSAT faculty. My Telegram ID is Shamanth Gowda 19. Okay, you can contact through this ID regarding anything CSAT. Okay, see in this session I am going to discuss both CSAT as well as CDS questions. Okay, CDS is also conducted by UPSC twice a year. Okay, so most of the questions will be in the same pattern and the concepts anyway will be used in the same manner. Okay, yeah, try to solve this question, come on. It was asked in UPSC CSAT 2021. Okay, madam, 2.5 marks. And sir, why you are not capable of solving this one? You solved, how much you got? 400? Don't know. Come on, we are in a real time. This is like your exam only. You have the paper in front of you, you have questions now. Thanks, mail. Yeah guys, what's the answer? What is the answer? 360. Do not worry about the mistakes here. Okay, you have to take an approach. Visible questions? Okay. There are two people. What is the name? P and Q. Let's say P has scored 100. For example, let's say P has scored 100 marks. Q must have scored what? 60. In percentage, since he has given, P scored 40 marks more than Q in an exam, and Q scored what percent? Less, 10% less. Okay, since it is in percentage, I'll assume this has 100%, sir. If this is 100%, this has to be what percent then? 90%. Is there a difference of 10% here? Isn't it? Okay, and in the real time, the difference between their marks is given as how many? 40 marks. So, can I say whatever the difference in the percentage here, which is equal to 40 marks? Isn't it, sir? If 10% value is equal to 40 marks, how much P has scored? 100%, which is nothing but 100 into, if I put a 0, this becomes 100, right? So, this becomes 400 marks. Since he has scored 400 and Q has to score how much less? 40 less. What is the score of Q? 360. Okay. So, whatever the 10% difference which is given in the question as how many marks? 40 marks. Assume P as 100%, Q will be 90%. Or if you consider this as X percent, this will be what? X minus 10%. Okay. Rather than doing all this algebra, so apply the arithmetic property. Any doubt here? Okay. Copy down. Copy down the basic techniques. Okay. So, conventionally you can do this one, but takes lot of time by assuming X minus 10%, taking the difference. Anyway, that's one and the same though. Okay. So, rather than taking anything X here, I have taken it as 100%. So, this becomes 90%, right? 10% less. Okay. The difference is 10%, right? And the difference in the marks is 40 marks. If 10% value is 40 marks, can I make it 100%? 100% would be 400 marks, right, sir? Who has scored 100%? Yeah, P, according to us, we have taken 100%, which is equal to 400. So, Q must have scored 40 less 360. Option. Okay. Shall I move this? Understood? Any doubt, sir? Okay. Yeah, go ahead. Very similar one. Reading comprehension shortcut tricks, sir. Okay. When is sir class? No. Shortcut. See, one of my friend has found some shortcut. He used to say that in the fourth line, third word, second letter will be the option most of the time. And he has proved in some of the cases also, A, B, that is a shortcut. Yeah, 380 is it? Very similar question. Anyway, you can get these questions in your PYQ, okay, compilation, or else I can share these things with you. Try to solve, okay, focus on the solution rather than copying the question here, okay. This is a practice now. Yes, sir. Okay. Okay, similarly, A and B, what is the approach, sir? What should I assume A as? Very similar question, come on now, 100%, B has scored what percent less? 5% less, so B score has to be what percent, sir? 95%. 95% of whose score? A score. Say A, whatever he is scoring, 95% of that he is scoring. And I have taken A as 100, hence B becomes 95. Okay, what is the difference, sir? 5%. And in the real time, this is given as how many marks? Yeah, it is given as 20 marks. The difference between them is 20 marks. More or less is always difference. Okay, more or else you can take less. That's the difference. Okay, 20 marks. If 5% is 20 marks, can I find out 100%? Can you tell me 10%? Most of the time make it unitary to 10%, 1%, 5%, 2%. That's very easy to convert it into 100%. Okay, 10% value will be how much? 40 marks. If I put a 0, this becomes 100%. Proportionately, I have to put a 0 here also. So what is the 100% value? 400. Who has scored? A has scored 400 marks and B is scoring how much less? 20. 20 less means this has to be 3. Okay, less than 30 seconds you can solve this question. Take down. This was also asked in 2019. Anybody? No? Yes, madam. Screen okay. Shall I move this? Yeah, there is one more question here. Go ahead. Analyze the question. There is a situation in front of you. Analyze it first. Afterwards, understand the requirement of the question. Go through the data properly first. What do you mean by maximum marks? Yeah, the exam will be conducted for what percent? That is called maximum. Had I asked minimum marks, what do you mean by minimum marks? Passing marks. The marks required for passing is minimum marks. Come on, sir, try. Most of these questions we have done in our classroom also. One or the other way, 100% whatever we are doing today has to reflect in your upcoming exam. Okay, no need to do any other practice apart from this. Okay, percentage. Yeah. Yes, sir. 150, sir. No. Mr. Mandya. Yeah. No. What is the approach? Okay, look here now. I'll make you understand. Let's say this is the passing criteria, passing marks, which is called what? Minimum marks. And this is the maximum marks for which the exam will be conducted. Right, sir? Okay. Now, is he getting passed or failed? Failed. Okay. Failed by how many marks? So, he was somewhere here and he required how many more marks? 30 more marks. Okay. A student has to get 40% to get passing marks. So, this is the minimum. What is the minimum? 40% verbal. But is he getting 40%? No. He got how much? 30? Yeah. 30 marks less. Okay. He get 30 marks and failed by how many marks? Yeah. He's getting 30 marks here. Okay. 30 marks here and failed by how many marks? 30 marks. Can you do now at least? Find it out something. A student has to get 40% here to pass in the exam. Suppose he gets 30 marks and failed by 30 marks. Okay. Then what is the maximum marks in the exam? How? How 150? How much he has scored? How much he has scored? How much more he has to score? 30 marks. So totally this becomes how many marks? 60 marks will be what percent? Yeah. Isn't it or not? From here to here, the passing marks is how many marks? 60 marks. In percentage, 40. So can I say in this exam, 40% value will be equal to 60 marks? If 40% value is 60 marks, maximum exam will be conducted for what percent? 100%. Now I'll take the again proportionately. If 40% value is 60, can I take 4%? 4% will be 6 marks. Can I convert this 4 to 100? What should I multiply it by? Into 25. Proportionately here also it gets multiplied by 25. 25 into 6 is how much? 150. Got it? Everything is cross multiplication. I am doing it in a straight way. That's it. Okay. Analyze it. Come on. Okay. First thing is you have to take an approach. Where to start from? Okay. Take some patterns like this. Have you done these kind of questions in the classroom also? Yes. Okay. If you can't recollect, you haven't done the revision properly. Okay. While doing the revision, rather than going for any other book, okay, refer your class notes. Okay. Shall I move this? Understood, sir? Yeah, again 2019's paper here. Come on, again a basic question. See, some of these questions you can answer within 10 seconds also. Some of them are doing it here. Okay. Can any question of RC can be solved in 10 seconds, 20 seconds? No, it's not possible. RC is very time consuming. Do not depend completely on RC. Okay, Sachin Kattimani. Match madbakkana onchuru. Yeah, guys. Yes, sir. Come on, do not worry about the mistake, man. If there is a mistake, we'll work on the mistake. See, a race will be what percent of the race you will be running? 100% of the race you will be running, right? You will be starting from this point, you will be ending at this point, which is called 100% race completed. This is 0%. Right, madam? And after crossing 12 kilometers, she is crossing 12 kilometers. Has she completed the race? No. She was told that she has completed what percent of the race? 80% of the race. So can I consider this 80% value is nothing but 12 kilometer? Okay. If 80% value is equal to 12 kilometer, she has to run how much more? How much more? 20 more percent, right? She has to cover 20 more percent here. If I know the 80% value, which in a real value it's given as 12 kilometer, can I find out 20%, sir? How to make 80 to 20? Divide this by 4. You divide this also by 4. Okay, can I factorize this by 4 here? Yes, 20% value. 12 by 4 is 2. 3 kilometers. So she has to run how much more? 3 kilometers. So total distance is, yeah, 12 and 3. Distance is 15. Okay. Any doubts? Oh. See, definitely some 2 to 3 basic questions will be like very similar. and this might be in the last page also. Okay, if you waste lot of time, if you are unable to manage your time, okay, before that happens if you depend more on RC. Okay, that's why depending only on RC is not a sound strategy at all. Humanities students, I am alerting you, cautioning you, okay. Yeah, you have to do these kind of questions. There will be definitely some 50 to 20 questions like this, okay, but you have to pick them smartly. Shall I move this? Any doubt? No. Yeah, come on guys. Anybody looking at the data? This suits what kind of approach? Good, very good. It's an Venn diagram. Data can be represented in many forms, isn't it, madam? Tabular column, line graph, bar chart. You can put it in pie chart also. But this is suitable to fill it in Venn diagram. What about that? Come on, try it. That's how. By looking at the question, you must know the approach. That comes through revision of the basics. Go ahead, come on. Do not worry about the question. I'll share these things with you. Just put the question numbers. Or else anyway you have the year there. You can get it in your anywhere from the net. Madbakona KPSC gu inge baradu. PSI, PC exam. Wherever you go, there will be quant. This is how the questions will be. See, the same question I can see you, I can find it in constable exam also. Same, similar kind of data. So, PC exam PC exam gu barutte. So, syllabus is same. Yeah, 20%. What is given here? In an exam, 80% of students passed in English, okay, and also 70% passed in Hindi. 15% failed in both. Okay, this is suitable to present in a Venn diagram. This represents, let's say, English, and this represents Hindi. Okay, and this represents what? Both. According to the question, what is given about the both? Failed. The data is about the failed. So this both is nothing but failed. What percent, sir? 15%. This is in percentage now. If I put failed data here, this also should be in a failed data only, because this has to be a list of failed students. If I am putting here both, past, everything has to be in the past only. Got it? Okay. So this is the list of failed candidates represented in the Venn diagram here. Okay. Remember always, if it is in X, this also should be in X. Then only I can add or subtract. If it is in kilometer, this also should be in kilometers. Then only I can add there. Okay. Units has to be same. So this is the data about what? Failed candidates. Do I know from the data Englishly failed percentage? See, past percentage, if I say this is 80% here, okay, can I find the failed percentage, sir? What percent? Oh, the 80% if they are passed, then 20% has to be what? Failed. Similarly, in Hindi, what percent passed? 70% means failed percentage will be 30%. Meaning, in this whole section here, English has to be totally how much? 20%, but already there is how much here? 15. So, what has to be filled here? This 5% is failed only in English. Okay. If 5% is failed only in English, what percent passed only in English? My question is, okay, anyway you can fill this one. I'll ask you that question. Look here now. Hindi, similarly, Hindi will be 30%. 30% what? Failed. Okay. In this whole section we have to fill 30, but already there is 15. Here it has to be, sir, 15. So they are all failed in one or the other subject. Okay. Somebody has failed in 2 subjects. Some of them have failed in only one subject. Isn't it, sir? Okay. So, but they have failed here. What percent failed? Tell you, sir. Total money, sir. Oh, 35% failed means passed has to be what percent? 65%. What is the question? What is the percentage of students who have failed in only one subject? Okay, this is what only one subject failed, right? Okay, 5% failed only in English, 15% failed only in Hindi. So only one subject failed will be 5 plus 15, which is 20%. Agree? Take down. I'll ask you one more following question here. Can be a possible question in the exam? Yes, of course. We can expect one question from Venn diagram. Okay, a basic question. Online students, do not just watch, post the answer in the comment section. Okay, one more following question here. What percent passed only in English? What percent passed only in English? What percent passed only in English, sir? Analyze it. Everything whatever we have done, this much is enough to find the answer here. Idrolge answer helbo. Come on. Nidhe madilla sariyage madidira. Okay. Yeah, guys, come on. 15. Okay, I'll give a proof here. Afterwards, I'll ask you. I'll erase this part, shall I? Let's see. Try to minimize this one. Okay. Let it. Kanutala? Visible? Okay, look here, sir. If I can fill the failed data like this, can I fill the past data like this? This is the past data. Candidates past. This is English, this is Hindi, this will be both what? Past. Give me the percentage of both past. Both passed. What do you mean by passed the exam? You have passed all the subject, right? What do you mean by failed in the exam? At least one of the subject, if you are failed, that's considered as failed only. To get passed, you have to pass in both. The meaning of passed means passed in how many subjects? Both the subjects here. What percent? 65%. So always start filling from this part. Always in the maximum intersection. Okay, this is 60%. English only. Past percentage is what percent? Oh, sorry. 80% here. This has to be 80%. And Hindi? 70%. To become 80, I have to fill how much here? 15. This has to be 65, 70, 5 sir. What are these? One or the other way passed. Okay, isn't it or not? Now tell me, my question was what? What percent passed only in English? Only in English, what percent passed? 15%. Do we have this 15% here also? Just think. 15% failed only in Hindi. You appeared in 2 exams, sir. One yavadu? English. Another one? Hindi. 15% if failed only in Hindi, they have passed only in what? That's what. If they have failed only in Hindi, okay, if Hindi fail adre, the same percentage has to be passed only in English. Isn't it or not? Okay, yeah. Take down. You can add this following question also. The meaning of failed only in Hindi means they have passed only in English, because there is only 2 subjects here. Write down the reasoning also. Failed only in English. If X% failed only in English, then X% have passed only in Hindi. But ask you like this: A%, M%, P%. in this manner. He'll give you 4 options like this afterwards. Which of this is valid? Make a note, take all the observations. Okay. Shall I move this? This 15% is same as this 15%. This 5% is same as this 5%, sir. What is this 5%? Passed only in Hindi, means failed only in English. Okay, next case. Yeah, do this one. Two numbers x and y are respectively 20% and 28% less than the third number z. By what percent is the number y less than the number x? 10%? What? 8%. What is the approach? How you solve this one? There is 3 numbers, isn't it, madam? X, y, z. Now, from this given statement here, if I ask you to assume one of these number, which is the best way to assume? Which number is to assume? Z. What do you all assume? Since it's in percentage, 100 would be better to analyze here, right? Okay, so let the Z be 100. Right, sir? Compared to Z, X value and Y value is given, right? Yeah, what percent less here? 20%. Which one? X. 20% less. What is 20% of 100? 20% of 100 is 20. 20 less means this has to be how much? 80. Right, sir? Similarly, Y, what percent less? Y is 28% less. 28% is again 28 for 100. 28 less means it is how much valued? 72. So, I got the value of X and Y here, isn't it or not? Now, he is asking by what percent is the number Y less than the number X, meaning Y, is it less? Is it less? By how much? 8. Okay, but he is asking in percentage. He is asking in what? Percentage. How to convert this into percentage? 8 less compared to what? 80. Compared to 80, this is 8 less, but this is in fraction. Always remember, if it is in fraction, how to convert this into percentage? Yeah, you have to into 100. If you have to convert this percentage to fraction, what to do? Yeah, divide by 100. Okay, sir. Is it in the fraction? Yes. How much less? 8. Compared to what? 80. So, into 100 you do. Right? Okay, 0, 0 cancels. 8, 8 cancel. What remains? 10%. 10% what? Yes. Okay, any doubt? Answering all the questions, some questions, no questions, do not worry, okay, you will get to know where to start from at least. If you are comfortably solving all these questions, then mostly you are ready for the exam. If you are struggling, you have to go a little back, revision. If you are completely struggling, then basics, okay, basics. This is what the basic, you have to understand these basics. Okay, 88 ಆದರೆ 100ಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಅಂತದು. Go ahead. There is a number which was mistakenly divided by 4. That's a mistake we have done. Instead of multiplying it by 4. So what is the correct thing to do? Dividing by 4 or multiplying by 4? This is the correct thing. But what is the wrong thing he did? Yeah, divided by 4. Okay. Will there be an error? Yes, of course. What is the percentage of error? What is the percentage change in the result due to this mistake? Error. That's what, whatever the result you see, it's error, isn't it? So give me the approach now. How to start the story? Assuming what? 100. Come on. What is that number? Let it be 100. 100 ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. ಮಾಡೋಣ. Let it be 100. Let the number be 100. Divide it by 4. How much you will get? 25. Multiply it by 100. You will get 400. At the place of 400, if you are getting 25, how much is the error, madam? 375. How the error is 375 compared to what? Your correct answer. Your correct answer was supposed to be 400. For 400, if it is 375, for 100, how much? Come on, go to the closest answer. Don't try to simplify. Give me an answer here. Do not try to do. Okay, we don't have marks for all those steps. Look at the options there. How much it was supposed to be, sir? 400, huh? Okay, your value became 25. How much less? The error is 375. Okay, error means it has to be compared with the right value or wrong value? Right value. Okay, what is the correct value then? 400. Okay, see, let the number be 100. Okay, he divided it by 4 and the result he is getting is a wrong result. The right result was supposed to be 100 into 4, which is nothing but 400 barbecue. But at the place of 400, if he is getting 25, okay, how much is the error, sir, in absolute numbers? 375. Okay, this is the error. But he is asking the error percentage here, right? Percentage change in the result. That's what the error. Okay, 375 has to be compared with the 400. This is my actual value, right value. Right? Okay, when I compare this one here, this is a comparison in terms of fraction. But is he asking in fraction? No. How to convert this into percentage? Into 100. 0, 0 cancel. Okay, if you take this one closely 90%, okay, which is option? Should I have to complete this simplification? No need. Okay, you can analyze this much. Okay, 4 into 90 is 360, 3.75. Got it? So save time. Time says if you save me, I will save you in CSAT. Okay, at the end, the last question may be, see, thousands of students will disqualify only because of one question every year. Okay, if I had given some 2-3 minutes, they could have qualified. Yeah, that you can do it here. Okay, save it. Shall I move this? And do not leave the questions for the later time period, because if you leave this question, that's a point of no return. You cannot come back to this one. Okay, time won't allow you. Yeah. ₹1. Okay. This kind of question, ₹1, ₹2 ಬಂದೇ ಬರ್ತದೆ. Bailey. Ah, 56 point something. Yes, madam. No, come on. Try, I'll give you time. Try. Relax. First you have to relax. Approach. Where to start the story from? That's the approach, right? That's leading you to the answer there. The right approach will lead you to right answer as well as saves a lot of time. Yeah. Assume madu. Come on, you know. Okay, every time do not worry about the x here. Okay, since in percentage most of the time 100 works. Okay, what should I consider 100 as, sir? P salary is 20% lower. It's a comparative degree, right? Compared to what, sir? P salary is 20% lower than Q. Means can I assume Q salary? Yes. Okay. If Q salary is 100, let it. Q salary is 100. P salary will be how much? Come on. P salary is 20% lower than Q salary. Okay. This has to be 80. Right, sir? Okay. Similarly, which is 20% lower than R salary. This is a comparison of who and who? R and C. P salary is 20% lower than Q salary, which refers to what? Immediate person here. Q salary. So Q salary is 20% lower than R salary. So here Q and R, what should I assume? Q R. Okay, than, always lower than, okay, more than. This is a comparative adjective, those are. Okay, R salary. So if I consider R as 100, so Q salary will be how much here? 80. Agree, sir? Now, these are big numbers. I'll take the ratio of this. So this is 20 into 4, 20 into 5 can I take here? 4:5 or also will be in same percentage, 20%. Similarly, if I take the ratio, this also will be in the ratio 4:5 here. Okay, sir? Now look here. Let's say two numbers are there in the ratio 2:3. A is to B is 2:3. Similarly, B is to C is in the ratio 4:5. Ratio is nothing but comparison. Look here, everyone. This is a comparison of A with B. This is a comparison of B with C. I'll ask you to do the comparison of all three together. A is to B is to C. Okay. If I have to compare all three here, I'll put 2:3 like this. Whatever the value of 2:3. Similarly, 4:5 is the value of B is to C. I'll be writing same below this one. Can you see this blank space here? Can you see this one? What is in front of it? 3. Write the same 3 here. Okay. Similarly, is there a blank space here? What should be written here? Whatever you see in front of it, write the same. Now multiply. 2 into 4 is 8. 3 into 4 is 12. 3 into 5 is 15. So this is the ratio of 8, 12 and 15 of ABC. Now, if I apply the same here for P, Q and R. Look here, sir. P is to Q is to R. Give me the value of P and Q. 4:5. Give me the value of Q is to R. Note consider bigger. 4:5. Can you see the blank space here? What should I write? 5. Can you see the blank space? 4. So this is 4 into 4 is 16 is to 20 is to 25. Agree? We got the value of P, Q, R now. Now coming back to the question here. He is asking that by what percentage R salary more than P salary? R salary, P, Q, R. R salary, is it more than whose salary? P salary? Is it more, sir? How much more, sir? 9. If P is getting 16 rupee, Q will be getting 20 rupee and R will be getting 25 rupee. Hence, yeah, R is getting 9 rupee more than P. So this 9 rupee has to be compared with what? Whose salary? Whose salary? ಇವನಿಗಿಂತ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ತಾನೆ. So compare it with P's salary. Okay, this is in what here? Fraction. What should I need? Into 100. Can you do this one? Madi sir, come on. Okay, madam. Yeah, come on now. So what is the answer? See, 16. This is 4 times. This will be 25 times. 25 into 9 is 225. If you divide this by 4, how many times, sir? This is 5 times. You know this one, right, to do. Okay, this is 2. Again, 5, isn't it? So 6 times, which is, should I have to do continue? No. Anyway, we have the option here 56. Okay, 56 something. Remainder is 1 by 4. Yeah, you can consider anything. Or 100% of the ನೆನ್ಕೊಂಡಿದೀವಲ್ಲ. That's what QAT. Yeah, you can do that also. Not a big deal. You can do this also. Okay, what he's saying is, you start from assuming R, where R becomes 100, Q is 20% less, 80, and P is 20% less. What is 20% of 80? 16. If you reduce 16, it becomes how much? 64. Now, what is the difference here? 60. Okay, sorry, 36. 36 compared to what? 64 into 100. Okay, if you solve this one, you will get the same value. Okay, sir, 4 into 9, 4 into 16. 9 by 16 into 100. 9 by 16 into 100. Same. Yeah, you can do this also. Okay, take both the approaches. Be cautious about here, while, which, and. Okay, if I had given and is 20%, and refers to who? At the place of which, if I had given and, read P's salary is 20% lower than Q's salary, and means it is referring to P. Okay, if I had given whose salary means it has to be referring to Q. This is where you will go wrong. Okay, take down. Which, while, who, these are all one and the same. And refers to the first person, conjunction. Okay, these are pronouns. Which, who. Okay, sir. This is important delay. Okay, shall I move this? Finish copying? Okay, go ahead. One more. %, sir. No change. Hello, madam. No change. No change, sir. 0% change. No change. The net change. See, in most of these cases, we can start the story from assuming 100, right? If the price of an article is decreased by 20% and then the new price is increased by 25%. Okay, sir? Let the starting price, what should I assume? 100. This got decreased by, what is 20% of 100? 20, that's easy, right? 20% of 100 is 20. If you reduce it by 20 value, it becomes how much? 80. Afterwards, the new price, he says, the new price is increased by 25%. What is the new price? This is the new price. This got increased by what percent now? What is 25% of 80? 25% of 80, which is nothing but 25% is divided by 100, of is into 80. Okay, sir, this is one time, this will be 4 times. This has to be 20. So, 25% of 80 will be how much? Yeah, or else make it unitary, 10% madi. What is 10% of 80? 8. 20% is 16. 5% is 4. Okay, if you add, see 8, 8, 4, it will be 20. If I reduce it by 20, sorry, if I increase it by 20 here, its value becomes how much? 100. Am I getting the original price? So, what is the net change? 0% or 0 change. Okay. Shall we take one more? Understood, right? Now, what is the first impression about the question? Lengthy, isn't it? What is the feeling after you get that impression? Skip. ಓದ್ದೇ ಬಿಡ್ತಿದ್ದೀರಾ ನಾವು, ಆಟನೇ ಆಡಿಲ್ಲ. Skip. Come on, read the question first. Do not worry about the questions, madam. Copy ಮಾಡಬೇಡಿ. Okay, I'll share these things with you. Just put the numbers or else take it some briefly, right? You are solving the questions here. This is not my questions. B, C, E, ಯಾವುದದು? Come on now. This is about comprehending the question, that's it. There is nothing to do much. Elimination. ಎಷ್ಟು ಬೇಕು ಎಕ್ಸಾಕ್ಟ್ಲಿ ನಾ? ಏನು ₹1 ಬಂತು? ಹಾ ಹೌದು, ಏನದು ₹8? ₹10 ಅಂತ ಅವನೇ ಹೇಳಿದಾನಲ್ಲ, 80% ಏನು? ದುಡ್ಡು ಬೇಕು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಹಣ ಬೇಕು? ಇನ್ನು ದುಡ್ಡು ₹5 ಹಣ. When you are making mistake, when you are confused, okay, when you are thinking something is going wrong, what to do? Go back to the question. Answer ಎಲ್ಲಿರುತ್ತೆ? ಇಲ್ಲೇ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. Okay, you misread the question or else you are over reading, you are misunderstanding the question. Read it again, come on, doable question. The first thing is, this is a big data, ಅಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಯ್ತಾರ್ದ. Okay, assuming, or else Okay, you are planning to skip this one. I am forcing you to do this. Okay, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಇಷ್ಟ ಇಲ್ಲ ಈಗ ಹಂಗಾಗಿ ಇವೆಲ್ಲ these factors. Come on, do it, doable. Can anybody explain in a simple manner? ಹೇಳೋ ರಜಾ ಯಾರು ನೀನು ಹೇಳೋ. How many people are traveling here? 2 people. Who has the money? Okay. A and B are traveling from one place to another place. Okay. This is not a time, speed and distance anything. Bus sala bandre we used to get time, speed and distance question, right? There is no point here x and y. Now, who is having the money here? A. But both has to buy the ticket, right? Yeah. A is having how much money? 10 rupee for both of their tickets. Okay, he paid 10 rupee, but the conductor is saying what? This is only the 80% of the money for both of you, for 2 person, not for 1 person, for 2 person. So both of them paid how much money? 10 rupee, which is what percent, sir? 80% value, meaning 100% is the bus fare. Can I find out the 100% value, sir, like this? 100% value is equal to what? I will consider x anta ankoti. Okay, now x into 80% is equal to 100% into 10. Percentage will get cancelled like this. 0 will cancel like this. Okay, 100 into 1 is 100. 100 by 8 is how much? 100 by 4 is how much? Howda? 100 by 4 is 25. Okay, if you divide again that by 2, yeah, so this is nothing but 100 by 4, which is 25. Agree, sir? If I divide this again by 2, this becomes 1 by 8, isn't it? So this will be 2, which is nothing but 12.5 rupee. So they require totally 12.5 rupee. A and B's total fare from point X to point Y is rupees 12.5 rupee, big sir. Okay, now what he did? The B took how much money? 3 rupee. Okay, he took 3 rupee and gave it to A. Is it sufficient? More than sufficient. How much more? 50 paisa more. After buying the tickets, A will be left with or B will be left with? A will be, because yeah, B gave the money to A. UPSC eliminates all the ambiguity here. Okay, if I had given after buying the tickets, B will be left with 50 paisa andidre, not an appropriate one, right here. So yeah, none of this also would have option. Difficult? Do not work on your feeling. Okay, trust your practice. Always go back to the question. Whenever you are facing difficulty, go back to your questions. Okay, read it slowly. Shall I move this? Aitappa? The previous one, was it a CSAT or UPSC CDS question? What is the difference you are observing? He'll give an analysis most of the time in UPSC. Okay, he'll ask you the theoretical part. He'll check your understanding. Okay, most of the time these are all calculative questions. Yeah, there is a number of items in the booklet N. Okay, whatever it might be. In the first year, there is an increase of X% in this number, and in the subsequent year, there is a decrease of X%. Subsequent year means, yeah, coming, it's not years, coming year, subsequent year, next year. So how many years? This is the data about 2 years. First year X% enaito, increase. Next year, have we done this kind of question in today's class itself? Yes. Okay, isn't it or not? 20% increase and 20% decrease. Ade alva idu madi mate. Okay, what should I assume initially? 100. Okay, consider X, assume any X. Assume ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈಗ ನೀನು ಹೇಳೋ ಒಂದು X ವ್ಯಾಲ್ಯೂ ಔಸ್ಕೊಂಡ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಆಗಲಿ. ಏಯ್ ಫೇಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ನೀನು, ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಪೇಪರ್ ಇದು. 10%, 20 ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಅವಾಗಲೇ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಲ್ಲ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ 20. Okay, if you increase it by 20, okay, what happens? It becomes how much? 120. We'll try this one orally. Your present value is 120. Now decrease it by 20%. What is 120 is 20%? 10% held Raja. 12. 20% is 24. From your present value 120, you reduce it by 24. It becomes 96. So, is it n value? No. Is it less than n? Yes. What is your option? Okay. So, nodi, paper ಮೇಲೆ pen ಹಿಡಿದೇ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Let the value of that n is 100. This got increased by, let x is equal to 20%, which is 20, 120. Again, 20% decrease because x value remains same there. But this is 20% of 120. What is 20% of 120, madam? 24 if you decrease, now its value becomes, yeah. How much reduced? 4 units. What percent decreased? 4% decrease. Okay, 4% decrease. You know what we are doing here? In the class also we have done these kind of questions. What is the technique we have called it as? Successive. Remember, successively done. Okay, successively. Adane subsequent years, in successive years, upcoming. Successive is next coming. Okay, sir. Or else look here. Now, this was 100%, this will be 120, isn't it or not? If I take the ratio of these two, this is in what ratio? Can I take 10 and 12? 5 and 6 also you can consider. I will consider as of now 10 and 12. Right, madam? Correct, Henry? 1. I will consider this as again 100%. So, this will be what percent? 20% less means 80% value. If I consider this as 100% value, this is the new value of mine. From this I am considering 20% reduction. So, this will become 80%. What is the ratio of 100 and 80? Can I consider 10 and 8? Percentage cancel, 0, 0 rakhthini. Okay, sir. First year what happened? A 10 become 12. Second year what is happening? A 10 is becoming 8. This is what called 20% increase. This is what called, yeah, this has been successively happening, right? 10 into 10 if you do, this becomes 100. 12 into 8? Really, sir? 96. Can you see the reduction? Yes. Okay. Is it 96? Yes. Okay. So, how much is the reduction? 4%, less than n. Initially, this is the value of n, this is the present n. Okay. Consider this technique, successive. So, can we expect one question on successive? Yes. Okay. Finish copying, sir? It can be for 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, any number of years. Okay. You consider this only. Shall I move? Partande no. ಈಗ ಬರ್ತದೆ ನೆಕ್ಸ್ಟ್ ಈಗ ಬಿಟ್ಟರೆ ಮತ್ತೆ ಅದೇನೆ ವಾಪಸ್ ಬರಲ್ಲ ನೋಡು. ಓಕೆ. Yeah, what kind of question? Come on. Successive? Yeah. How many stages of successive here? 3 stages. First two increased by 25%, then decreased by 20%, then again increased by 10%. Give me the effective change, madam. I want answer from everyone now. 10%? See? Less than some 20-30 seconds. Analyzing the question throughout the years, question remains same. The way of asking question are little bit different. This you have to decode in your revision. 10 10%, 10%. Good. Oh, online students warm up adriga. Oh, online students are rocking. Come on. Put the right answer. Offline engage ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Online NZ. Okay, look here everyone. We'll do the basics of little bit percentage here. 100% value is equal to what? 1. What is 10% value? 10 divided by 100. Or else can I take it as 1 by 10? Okay, na sir? What if I give you the value which is 10% more? If I ask you to increase the value by 10%, you will assume something as 100 and you will increase it by 10%, it becomes how much? 110. Or else if I take the ratio, this is in the ratio what? 10 is to 11, 0, 0, isn't it or not? Or else in a simple terms, 10% can also be said as 1/10 in fraction. What is the meaning of 1/10 increase? The meaning of 1/10 increase is if its value is 10, it is increased by 1. If its value is 10, if you increase it by 1, it becomes 11. What if I give you 10% lesser value? Decrease the value by 10% means if you consider this as 100, this becomes what? 90. Meaning 1/10 less. What do you mean by 1/10 less? If I consider this as 10, this will be 1 less, which is nothing but 9. Agree? Similarly, 25%, meaning 25 by 100 or else 1/4. The meaning of 25% more is nothing but 1/4 more. 1/4 more means if original value is 4, it is increased by 1, it becomes how much? 5. Sir, if I had given 25% less in that case, 1/4 less means original value if it is 4, you start from 4, you reduce it by 1, it becomes how much? 3. Okay, now the increase in the price of the certain item was 25%. So how do I take 25% as? 1/4. 1/4 what? Increase. So first time it got increased from 4 to 5. Right, sir? Next. Then the price was decreased by 20%. How do you take 20%? 20% value is equal to 20 by 100, which is nothing but 1/5. 1/5 ಏನಾಗಿದೆ sir? Decreased. Means from 5 it becomes 4. From 5 it becomes what? 4. Ratio. Third time what happened here? Increased by 10%. Means can I take 10 is to 11 like this? So since it's been done successively, if I multiply all this value, this gives me the increase or decrease in the value, or else I can equate here only, factorize, 5 and 5 get cancels, 4 and 4 get cancels, because 4 into 5 into 10 if you took, and if you take the ratio 5 into 4 into 11, 5, 5, 4, 4 cancel agutalva. Okay, that I am doing it in the first place here. So 10 becomes 11 at the end. What percent increase, sir? 10, 11 ಆದರೆ ಎಷ್ಟಾಗುತ್ತೆ? For 10 if it is 1, for 100 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆದ್ರೆ 100ಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು? 10. Okay, take down. There is a 10% increase. Okay. Shall we take the next one? Okay. Shall I move this? Finish copying everyone. Okay. Try to do this. If the annual income of X is 20% more than that of Y, then the income of Y is less than that of X by P%. What is the value of P? ನೋಡಿ ಮೇಡಮ್, ನನಗಿಂತ ನಿಮಗೆ 20% ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಸಂಬಳ. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮಗಿಂತ ನನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು 20% ಕಡಿಮೆನಾ? ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಓದಬೇಕು. ಆನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಇನ್ಕಮ್ ಆಫ್, just take it as income, annual income, monthly income, daily income, whatever it is. Income of X is 20% more than Y. Then income of Y is less than that of X by what percent? See, come on, analyze this two-liner here. Do not jump to the calculation every time. Okay, analyze it. You already know the answer if you analyze. Yeah. $16.2 by 3%, sir. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಏನಕ್ಕೆ ಬರೀತಾ ಇದ್ದೀನಿ? ನಾನು ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಅನ್ನು, ನಾನು ರೆಫರೆನ್ಸ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ, ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಹುಡ್ಕೋಬೋದಪ್ಪ. Come on, focus on solution here. Yeah guys, come on. 16.2 by 3%. Now look here. If the annual income of X is 20% more than that of Y, whose income is more? X compared to who? Y. So if I have to assume whose value here? Y value. Okay, that would be fine, isn't it? Compared to 100 here, he will be 120, isn't it? 20% more. Yes, question ಏನಪ್ಪ ಕೇಳಿರೋದು? Then the income of Y, is it less than X? Less than X by what percent he is asking? Okay, how much less? 20 rupee less compared to what? 120, isn't it or not? 20, how to compare? Divide by 120. But is he asking in fraction? No, he is asking in percentage into 100. So 0 cancels. This is 6 times. 100 by 6 can also be written as 50 by 3. If you divide 50 3 times here, yeah, this will be 16.2 by 3%. ಬರುತ್ತಾ ಸರ್? ಓಕೆ, ಹಿಂಗೆ ಮಾಡಕ್ಕೆ ಬರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ ಎಷ್ಟು? ಬರುತ್ತೇನ್ರಪ್ಪ? Or else we have done multiple times these things in the class. 16.2 by 3%. Okay, what is 1/6 of 100? 16.2 by 3%. What is 1/8 of 100? What is 1/7 of 100? 14.2 by 7%. What is 1/3 of 100? Okay, you will get the factors of this only. How can I write 1 by 9? 11 1 by 9. Okay, what is 1 by 11? 9 1 by 11%. Okay. Aita sir, copied? Okay, next one. Come on. Very away ಬರ್ತಿದವಲ್ಲ, ಬೇಗ ಮುಂದಕ್ಕೆ ಹೋಗೋಣ. Yeah. Answer please. Element. Don't worry. Okay, those who want to analyze. Take your time. Do not do any fluke things. Try to understand. You give yourself an example where to start from, your approach. Analyze, always read the question again and again. Solution is very simple, one liner. $16.2 by 3%. ಇಲ್ವಲ್ಲ? 37.5%. In this session, you have to analyze your weakness. Okay. You must know where you are standing in those 5 stages. If you are comfortable, then ready for the exam. You have to take some marks. Okay. I suggest only 5 marks is enough if you are comfortably solving these questions. Okay. Weekly 1 mark ತಗೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಮುಗೀತು. So already you have qualified one of the paper. So half of the burden will be reduced. So remaining time you can invest on GS. If not, you have to go back for revision. Okay, if you don't have a content, then you have to do the basics and a revision afterwards. Okay, do not solve only the PYQ. Yes, sir. 37.5 antalrappa. Okay, now A and B are two heavy blocks, steel blocks. If B is placed on the top of A, this is A, I am placing above this one, B, okay, on top of A, the weight increases by 60%. Increases what? By, okay, now there is here, if there is 100, reduced by 30%, reduced to 30%, is there a difference? Yes, what is reduced by 30%? It decreases by 30% and becomes 70. Reduces to 30% means, yeah, 2 and 3, we can say this is becoming 30, okay, isn't it? So he says what? Increased by 60%. 60% means I have to consider this as what? 100. If I consider this as 100, this becomes what now? 60. So totally it becomes, what is the value? 160 is the value now. Agree, sir? Okay. How much weight will reduce with respect to the total weight? What is the total weight now? 160. Total weight of A and B, if B is removed from the top of A. I am going to remove this one, right? Okay. Let's consider we have removed it. B is here now. What is the value of B? This has to be compared with what? Total value. Okay, how much is reduced, sir? 160 to total. Okay, I have taken out 60, out of which how much is reduced? 100. From where it is reduced by? From 160. Okay, compare madi andre, this is what comparison, right? Okay, but he is asking in what? Percentage into 100. Isn't it or not? Okay, yeah. What is the value? Right, come on. How much weight will be reduced with respect to the total weight of A and B if B is removed from the top of A? Hello, sir. How much you are getting? 60%? 62 bartada. What is wrong in this one? Options, huh? 60 by 160. Why, sir? How much he says? B is removed from the top of A. How much weight will be reduced with respect to the total weight of A and B if B is? Oh, how much is reduced? Okay, I have misread this one. If I remove this one, okay, if I remove B here, A's value becomes how much here? Yeah, A's value becomes how much? 100. So how much it is reduced by? Yeah. Not to compare with B. Okay, I have to compare it with the A itself. From the top of A. Okay, we are removing from the top of A to compare it with A itself. Total weight was 160. Okay, after you remove it, now the weight becomes 100. Reduce it by what? 60 by 160 into 100. Okay. Yeah, do this one, come on. 2.5 times 4 times 4 into 15. 15 into 2.5 is 37.5. That's right. Okay, 0 0 cancels, 4 to 2.5, 4. Okay, that's right. That's right. Okay. When you remove from the top of A, okay, A's value reduces. A's value was totally 160. Now it becomes 100. Okay, very similar to the increase it by 60 and decrease it by. Okay, sir. First increase by 60%, then if you take out that 60, reduces by 37.5%. Okay, next question. Yeah, again there is a successive here, which is in the form of cuboid. See, this is also a successive question only. He says, length, breadth and height of cuboid are increased by 10, 20 and 50% respectively. What is the percentage increase in the volume of a cuboid? Okay, cuboid. This is a cuboid. This will be the length, this will be the breadth and this will be the height. How to measure the volume of this one? Length into breadth into height. If I multiply length, breadth and height, what I should get? Volume. Right, sir? Okay, isn't it? Successively this is what happening. Volume, see, length increased by what percent? 10%. How can I write 10% in fraction? 1 by 10. If I say 1 by 10 increase, means it becomes 10 to 11. Agree? Don't write, look here, afterwards copy. 20%, how do I write 20% as? Yeah, 1 by 5. 1 by 5 what? Increase. Meaning from 5 it becomes 6. Similarly, okay, the height got increased by what? 50%. 50%, how can I write 50%? 1 by 2. 1 by 2 increase means from 2. It is increased by 1, which becomes 3. Howda? I can factorize wherever it's possible here only. 2 into 3. So 10 into 5 is what, sir? 50. So this becomes 11 into 3, 33. 33 into 3, 99. If the original volume was 50, now it becomes 50 becomes 99 means if it was 100, this would have become 198. Or 50 becomes 99. If it was 100, it becomes 98. Why did I made it to 100? Because that's easy to make it into percentage. So how much is the percentage increase? 98%. Okay. So there is an increase of 98% in the volume. Any doubt in this? Ask. Okay, sir. Shall I move? Okay, so lot many successive questions were asked in the previous years. Martira iduno very similar, or else shall we move? Quick now. Let's see. If P varies directly as Q. Okay, come on. Yeah, this is good. Madi. These are typical UPSC kind of questions, CSAT kind of questions. Okay, asked in CDS also. Any answer? AD exactly. Take madadappa. Because 80 is there in your option. Now let's say you got 80. Okay, you chose the question, you got an 80. Okay, definitely you'll go for an answer, right? But are you convinced with your answer? No. Doubt idre answer madbaaru. Okay, 50-50. Nodu. Must be convinced with your answer. If not, there is a fluke chance. That happens out of 10, 1 or twice. Okay, look here guys, look here. In the previous case, if I take, okay, how is volume and length is related? Give me the relation of volume and length. Directly proportional, meaning if I increase the length, volume also increases by what percent? Same percent. If I increase the length by 20%, volume also has to increase by 20%. Howda? If I increase the breadth by 20%, volume increases by 20%. So volume is directly proportional to what? Length into breadth into height. A similar relationship has been given here. What is the relationship between here? P varies directly as Q. Andre P is directly proportional to Q. However, the Q changes, P changes. Same thing. Okay. If I increase it by 20%, it 20% increases. Right, madam? And also inversely varies. And means it's referring to who? P. So P varies inversely. Inversely is what? 1 by square of R. R into R can I take? Isn't it, madam? Okay. Now, that is percentage. See, what is the percentage increase in P due to the increase of Q by 20% and a decrease of R by what? 20%. Here, Q is getting increased by what percent? 20%. And R is getting decreased by what percent? 20%. Let's see what happens to the P. Okay. Now, if I say let P be 100, right? If I increase Q by 20%, P also increases by what percent? 20%. So now it becomes how much? 120. Right, sir? Okay. Similarly, P, let's say 100. Okay, 100. If it is decreasing here by how much? 20%. This also has to decrease it by 20%, isn't it? 20% it becomes how much? 80. Isn't it or not? 80. But this is not one time. This is how many times? 2 times. R into R. So can I take rather than 80, assume this as 10 like this? If I take this as 10, idu 10 and 12 hai. Okay, 10 and 12. If I take this as 10, it becomes 8. Since it is an R square, this also 10 becomes what? 8, which is nothing but this is 100, this becomes 64. Right, sir? Okay, and read the question. What is the percentage increase in the P due to an increase in the Q by 20% and decrease in the P by 20%? So can I write this P directly proportional to Q and inversely proportional to what? R and R. Q, because of Q, it got increased by what percent? 20%. Isn't it? Okay. Now, this got what here? Yeah, decreased. Okay, it becomes how much? 64. Isn't it? It is becoming 64. This is increased by 20 and it is decreased, becomes 64 into 100. Come on. Solve this one. See, look here, look here. P is becoming how much here? 120. Okay, 120. This is not 20 here. This is becoming how much? 64. So this is 120 here. This is 64 here. 120 by 64 into 100. Yeah. Okay, it is becoming. P is becoming in the numerator 120. In the denominator, it is decreased by how much here? R into R. It is becoming how much? 64. P. Okay, the numerator has become 120, in the denominator it is becoming 64. So what percent change? Oh, what is sir? So this is 120 by 64 into 100. Okay, 8 into 8, 8 into 15, 8 into 12.5. How much? 15 into 12.5? ಎಷ್ಟು ಬರುತ್ತ್ರಿ? ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಬರ್ತದಾ? Yeah, 15 into 12.5 you do 87.5. So the P value is becoming what? 187.5. So what is the percentage increase? 87.5%. Okay, 15 into 12.5. So how is P related to Q? Directly. How is P related to R? Inversely. So in the same equation you have to write So P is directly proportional to Q by R square. Okay, Q by R square. If P increases, Q increases. Q becomes how much? 120. P becomes 120. Okay, R square becomes 64. So the P also becomes 64 here. Right? Okay. So this is how it becomes. 64 it is becoming in the denominator, 120 in the numerator times of 100. Okay. So this is 187.5%. 187.5% if it is becoming, it is increased by, he is asking for increased by. Okay. So if it is a question of this much difficulty, okay, in the exam cautiously, if your strong area is quant, you can pick this kind of question, or else what to do? Skip. Okay, skip. Okay. Shall I move this, sir? Take this one. Yeah. Come on. A trader gives a successive discounts of 20%, 10% and 5% respectively. What is the overall discount percentage? Discount will be given on what? 30%, 35% exactly? (31.6%). He has explicitly mentioned the concept itself. Okay, look here now. See, always on the mark price, okay, a seller always he will be marking his prices on which he will be announcing certain discount, and at which he is selling at a price, he is selling price or discounted price here, right, sir? So between the mark price and selling price there will be discount. So how to find the discount? Discount is equal to mark price minus selling price. To find the discount percentage, mark price minus selling price. Discount will be given on what? Mark price. So always it has to be compared with the mark price into 100 will give me the percentage. Right, sir? But this is a successive one. Successive one here. Look here now. 20% discount. What is 20% in fraction? 1 by 5. Agree, sir? 1 by 5. What is 10%? 1 by 10. What is 5%? 5 by 100 or else 1 by 20 I can take. Agree? Let's say, how do you define 1/5 discount? If I am marking it at 5, I am giving a discount of 1. If I am marking it at 5, if I give a discount of 1, my selling price will become 4. Right, sir? So in the first place, I am making 5 to 4. Okay. Second case, what is 1/10 discount? If you mark it at 10, you will be selling it at 9. Third case, if you are marking it at 20, you will be selling it at not 190. Isn't it? This is how it is. Okay, you can simplify this one. 1 time, this will be 5 times. Okay, 5 into 10, 50. 50 into 5, 250. 19 into 9. So how much is reduced here? 79 is reduced compared to what? 250 times of 100. this is 2 times, this is 5 times. Okay, sir. So this will be 79 into 2. So 5 ala 5. So 31.6. 31 3 by 5. Okay, sir. Successively done. Or else you can assume 100. 100 in the 20 over 80. 80 again 72. 72 only what is 5% of 72, which is 3.5. 3.6 is 3.6. Okay, if you reduce it, that also is fine. Finished? Okay. Shall I erase this one? Let's assume 100 and see. What is Lapa? Finished, madam? Okay, let the mark price be 100. First time he gave discount of what? 20%. 20% reduced means you will be selling it at 80. On which again you are getting 10% reduction. 10% is 72. Again on which 5%. What is 10% of 72? 7.2. 5% is 3.6 if you reduce here. First reduce it by 3. 69 it becomes. Okay. Again 0.6. 68.4. So from 100 if it is becoming 68.4, how much is the reduction here? 31.6. Whichever is better you do it. Okay. Now we'll ask you an observation here. Okay. I'll change the order of this percentage of discounts. 20%, 10%, 5% iradna. First I'll give you 5%, next to 20%, finally 10%. Will there be any change? Will there be any change, madam? No, because 100, 5% means becomes 95. Okay, from 100, 5% is 95, it becomes. From 95 again 20% means what is 10% of 95? 9.5. 20% will be 19 reduced. 19 if you reduce, it becomes how much? 76. 76 if you reduce it by 10%. What is 10% of 76? 77.6 if you reduce it by, it becomes what? 68.4. So if I change the order of the discounts in successive, the net discount remains same. Okay. Shall I move this? Yeah, answer this one. Answer this one. Don't write anything. See, what is the feeling? What is the feeling first study? This is a CSAT question obviously. Yen madana ansute. Skip. Okay. That's a feeling. Read the question. ನೋಡಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಓದದೆ ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ಬಂದು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರೆ ಅಯ್ಯೋ ಇದು ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕಣ ಮಾಡೋದು ಅಂತ. Yeah. What he has said, there is a successive discount. Okay, 3 ways he is giving 10, 20 and then again 10. Second case 20, 10 and 10. Third case 10, 20, 10. Yeah. All the options are giving what? 10, 20, 10, 20, 10 only. So if I change the order of this anyway, okay, isn't it or not? Yeah, reduction in the tax or the discount, one and the same. So they are all equally good for the customer. That's one and the same. Go ahead, come on. So basically percentage will be reflected in your basic questions. Okay, increasing, decreasing, inverse relation, direct relation, as well as successive. That can be in profit and loss, discounts, SI, CI, installments. Okay. Okay, if you remember, have you done this kind of question in the class? Yes, sir. Okay. Yeah, do not work on the memory. What you have learnt, apply. On what concept this will be? Inverse relation, remember? Okay. What is the money she is having? The housewife is having how much money? 1200. That's a fixed money, fixed budget. When you have a fixed budget, if the price goes up, what happens? Yeah, so quantity and price are what? Inversely proportional. Isn't it or not? Right, madam? Okay. So price into quantity is equal to what? Budget or else expenditure. Okay. If I increase this value, this has to go down, keeping expenditure constant. Isn't it? Expenditure remains same. For example, if I make this one 15 into 10 or 15 into 8 is what? 120, or else 12 into 10 is also what? 120. This 120 remains same. If I decrease this value has to what? Increase. If I decrease this value has to increase. How they increase and decrease? Inversely. Meaning 15 to 12, meaning they are in the ratio what? 5:4. 3 into 5, 3 into 4. If these two change in the ratio 5:4, this has to change in the ratio what? 4:5. 8 and 10 are in the ratio what? 4:5. Agree? So, if I say price into quantity bought is equal to what? Expenditure. Yenagide price illi. How much? 25% is how much in fraction? 1/4 what is happening? Increase. Means can I say from 4 it is becoming 5. If the price changes from 4 to 5, then definitely quantity has to change from 5 to 4. Isn't it, sir? Can you see the units here? How many units changed? 1 unit. According to the question, ade 1 unit na how many kgs he is saying? 6 kgs less. Okay. Isn't it 6 kgs less here? So this one part is equal to 6 kgs less. Or else this one part is equal to 6 kg. Okay, she is buying 6 kgs less now. If one part is 6 kg, she used to buy earlier how much? Yeah, 5 units. 5 units cost 5 into 6, which is 30 kg. She was buying 30 kgs earlier. Okay, what is the price she was having? What is the money she was having? Yeah, originally and currently also she is having 1200 rupee. Not Mari, 1200 rupee 30 kg kodutare. Kg ಎಷ್ಟು ಆಯ್ತು? Yeah, 0 cancels. 3 into 40. Rupees 40 per kg. Okay, so we can expect the question on inverse relation. Okay, successive, inverse relation, increasing and decreasing of the salary, and also Venn diagrams. Whatever may be the difference, theoretically this is what it is true for all the values. This value I can change. This one part can be given as 6, 2.5, 3.5, anything. Proportionately this also decreases, increases into. What is the present quantity bought? What is the present quantity bought, madam? What is the present quantity bought? 24 kgs. R kg kadme agidiyappa. 24 kgs you are getting. For what price? Same 1200 rupee. Okay, that's the total cost. So what is the price? Rate is to 1 kg? 50 rupee. So now the price is how much? 50. Earlier it was 40. What percent increase? What percent increase? Avune helidanalla, helri. Yeah, what is 10% of 40? 4. 20% to 4. 5% 2. 4, 4, 2. 10 rupee jasti agidya? Isn't it or not? Now let's see. Listen carefully. If the price is increased by 25%, okay, 1 kg 25% jasti ಆದರೆ 10 kgs average 25% Emery. Okay, if 1 kg price increases by 25%, 10 kgs price also has to increase by what? 25% only. Okay, now if the price increases by 25%, if I am still buying the same quantity as before, if I am buying same quantity as before, my expenditure increases, decreases, remains same. Increases by what percent? 25%, because they are directly proportional. Okay, if the price increases by 25%, still if you are maintaining the same quantity, then expenditure has to increase by 25%. But do you have 25% more expenditure in the question? No, you have fixed expenditure. Hence what you did? To compensate this price hike, you bought, yeah, less quantity. Okay, what percent less you are buying now? What percent less you are buying? Earlier you are buying 30 kgs, now you are buying 24. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕಡಿಮೆ ಮಾಡಿದಪ್ಪ? 6 kg. From where? 30 into 100. So this is, yeah, 20% reduction. So if the price is increased by 25%, okay, your quantity bought has to reduce by what percent so that you can manage the budget? 20%. Question can be anything like this? Yeah. Take down. Anything can be a possible question here. Take down the observations. Okay, in the class we have done many such questions. 2020's paper. Price increases by X percent, then your expenditure also increases by X percent if you are buying same quantity. You ಅಷ್ಟೇ ತಗೋಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. Okay, shall I move this? ಎಲ್ಲ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ? What basic question? Come on, one more. Do it. A candidate attempted only 8 questions and secured 50% of the marks, meaning he is getting all the marks there for all 8 questions, in which if he obtained a total of 40% in the test and all the questions in the test carried equal marks, how many questions were there in the test? ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ರಿ ಬೇಗ. ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಓದೋದು ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋಬೇಕು. Assume one question is 10 marks. One question is 10 marks. Okay, ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ದೀನಿ. ಮಾಡಿ ಮುಂದೆ 8 questions 80 marks. But is he getting all 80 marks? No, he is getting only 50%. %, 40 marks ಆದರೆ 16 questions. ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಹೇಳಿ. 16. You sure about your answer? Can you give me the reasoning? Hedi, how you understood? Okay, she is saying one question full marks is 10 marks. Then she attempted 8 questions which was carrying 80 marks, but she actually got 50% of this, which is 40 marks monthly. And what is the percentage? If he is obtained total of 40% in the test, what is the marks obtained? 40 marks. What is the percentage? 40%, alva. On bandirodu 40% tane. His score is 40 marks and percentage is 40%. If 40% marks is 40% is 40 marks, then exam will be conducted for what percent? 100%. If 40% is 40 marks, 100% is 100 marks. Isn't it? Okay. The maximum marks you can score in the exam is 100 marks. Won the question 10 marks. Okay. To conduct an exam of 100 marks, how many questions must be there? 10 questions. Hello, sir. Understand the literature there, that's it. 100 marks exam baritidira. One question, 10 marks. How many questions are there? 10 questions. Okay. Any doubt here? See, in these questions, you should not make mistake. Okay. So, two areas highest mistakes can happen. One is when you don't comprehend the question. Talelon doubt irutte. Okay. In that case, rather than checking the solution, go for the question. Go back to the question. Understand the literature properly. Okay. Then you can make this correction. Or else see, you can strike it off and do it once again. Not a big deal. Maximum will be having 2 steps or 3 steps there. Shall I move this? Come on. See, earlier he used to give you the direct questions and ask you for a direct numerical answers. Okay, but nowadays he is asking a lot of observation, theories he is giving X%, Y%, that is how the questions are changed. Okay, but theoretically it remains same. I want you to understand the question, that's it. Paper ಮೇಲೆ pen ಹಿಡಿದು answer ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. Question ಅರ್ಥ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. Read the question again and again. Come on. Nodi, if you are failing to comprehend the questions, that will reflect the same in the GS also. GS ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಅರ್ಥ ಆಗ್ತಿರಲ್ಲ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ ಅಂದ್ಬಿಟ್ಟು ಹಾಕಿರ್ತೀವಿ. Patiently read the question. Explain to yourself. ಏನು ಹೇಳಿದಾನೆ ಹೇಳಿ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ. Numerical, that X%, that numerical will be same. ಅದನ್ನ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರೋದು. ಇಲ್ಲಿ 10% ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು 10% ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಬೇಕು, ಇದು 20 ಆದ್ರೆ ಇದು 20 ಆಗಬೇಕು. Isn't it? 40 only. If he buys at 40 and sells at 40, will he make X% profit? So X has to be 0. Is it correct? No, there. Question artha aithalvenri. He is selling it at, look here now. When do we say it's profit? Mark price alla. Mark price is different. Selling and cost price. When the selling price is greater than cost price, this is called profit, right? Okay. If I subtract these two, I'll get the profit. SP minus CP. How to find the profit percentage? SP minus CP divided by CP into 100. Right, sir? Similarly, when do we say it's loss? When the cost price is greater than selling price. How to find the loss, sir? CP minus SP. How to find the loss percentage? CP minus SP whole divided by SP. ಯಾರು ದುಡ್ಡು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗಿರೋದು? ನಿನ್ ದುಡ್ಡೇ ಅಲ್ವೇನೋ, ನೀನೇ ಹಾಕಿರೋ ದುಡ್ಡು. ಓಕೆ, ನಿನ್ ದುಡ್ಡು ಯಾವ್ದು ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ? CP, your own money. Okay, you are losing your own money, so you have to compare it with your own investment only into 100. Right, sir? It's always either loss or profit has to be compared with cost price. Cost price is the base value. Okay, and your investment, you will be considering it as what percent? My investment will be what percent always? 100%, isn't it? Hang ankonde hogodu. Okay, look here now. A shopkeeper sells an article at rupee 40. What is this given? Selling price, which is what? 40. So there must be a cost price here, isn't it or not? So here there is a cost price. He is making a profit of what percent? X percent. Okay, if he sells it at what price? What price? Visible 20. Okay, is he losing? Is he losing what percent? X percent. This numerical value of X has to be same. Here it is a profit, here it is a loss. Nodappa idu CP here. If I sell at 40, this has to be a profit, this has to be a loss, isn't it? It has to be in between these two only, right? Yeah, ಯಾವ value ಇದೆ ಹೇಳಪ್ಪ in between these two? ಯಾವುದು ಇದೆಯೋ? 30. Okay, if I put 30 here, okay, sold at 40, what percent profit? 10 by 30, 33.33%. 10 rupee on 30 rupee, that is 33.33%. If you sell it at 20, 10 rupee loss on what? 30. 10 by 33 into, sorry, 10 by 30 into 100. This is also 10 by 30 into 100. Here it is profit, here it is, yeah, but the numerical value remains same. Yes. Stella badade bada. Anyway, in between the only value which is given is 30, right? Okay. See, you have to keep these things in mind, that's it. Okay. This is a concept. No need to apply each and every time. Analyze the question every time. Okay. Make use of the options given, data given there itself. Whenever it's discount given, start the story from MP. When the profit is given, cost price. You start the story from cost price. Analyze and assume it as 100. Okay, sir? Okay, shall I move this? You guys tired? Illa alva? Answer bartire tired agala. Okay, go ahead now. Come on. There is a discount question. Question is everything. 20%, 25%. But you got a flow. Okay. Example ostene. Some 4 to 5 questions will be slow only. Okay, afterwards, once you warm up, you'll get the pace. Do not hurry from the starting. Make yourself comfortable, calm. Starting gu ending gu mistakes ಆಗ್ತದೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ. Okay, Rakesh went to buy how many mobiles? He wanted 8 mobiles. Okay, let's say one mobile is 100 rupee. Okay, 8 mobiles, madam. So Rakesh has to give how much? 800 rupee. Isn't it or not? So the seller is selling the 8 mobiles at 800. But is he actually giving you 8 mobiles? No. He says, but there is an offer that he gives a discount on particular handset and he gives you what? He says to the Rakesh that you give me 800 only. Okay, I'll give you what? 10 mobiles. Okay, isn't it or not? So 10 mobiles will be marked as 1000 rupees, isn't it or not? 10 mobiles anta hogidre, he'll be marking it at what? 1000. But Rakesh is getting 10 mobiles. What is the worth of the goods? What is the worth of the goods? 1000. But he is getting it at 800. So is he getting it at discount price? Hauda? So this has to be what here? Mark price. So 200 is the discount he has got here. On an, yeah, mark price. Always discount will be compared with the mark price. 1000 rupee anta helida. Okay, 200 rupee bit kodtidane, 800. So this has to be into 100. How much? Okay, basic questions. So in most of the cases, can we assume 100? Yeah, it is working. In most of the cases, it's working. But must know what to assume 100 as. 100 na illi, what is this 100? Mark price. What is big? Okay. 10 mobiles mark price is 1000 and he sold it at what? 800. If you are starting from cost price, selling price, you might miss something there. Okay, start from the mark price. One mobile, 100 rupee. Mark it. You are the one. See, when you are doing the profit and loss, you have to think like seller, not the customer. Okay, customer gain profit loss agtade. Customer bandirade buy madake. Yeah, go ahead. Come on. So after giving a discount of 10%, still he earns a profit of 10%. Discount will be given on what? Mark price. Go ahead. 630. See, if you are good in these areas, you can aim for CDS also, CAPF also. So no need to wait for one long year if you don't qualify the prelims or in the mains or else at any stage. You have different exams also, 3, 4, 5 exams you can write. Okay, after that, if you are too much interested in uniform services, you can go for it, or else you can write the SSC exams. Yen madam, ide tara baruttallo. Ella kade hangene. UPSC, he'll ask you the theoretical part, observations he'll ask you most of the time. Yeah, what is it? 630? Okay, look here now. UPSC ko gotu. Most of the time you'll assume it as 100 anta. That's why he has given certain value here. A person allows a discount of 10%. Discount will be given on what, sir? Yavudru mele discount kodu? Mark price. Discount will be on mark price. Okay. After giving discount, the price at which he sells is called discounted price or selling price. Isn't it or not? Okay. Now, if I consider the mark price as 100, selling price will become what? 100 mark ಮಾಡಿ 110 ಮಾರಿದ್ರೆ ಡಿಸ್ಕೌಂಟ್ ಯಾರು ಕೊಡೋದು ಅವಾಗ? ಕಸ್ಟಮರು ಸೆಲ್ಲರ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾನೆ. Okay, yeah, and still he makes a 10% gain. 10% gain will be on what? Cost price. Okay. So cost price will be how much here? Yenappa? 81. Doctor, you know, 81 if I put here. What is 10% of 81? Is it 8.1 or 9 rupee I am getting profit? 9 rupee. Is it 10%? No. So, rather than assuming the numbers in this way, you assume this as 110 here. Okay. What is 10% of 110? 11. 11 is the discount given. Isn't it? Discount is 10%. So, it becomes how much? 99. Okay. Now, tell me a price here at which I am buying, so that when I sell it at 99, I should get 10% profit. Assume an value. 90. Let's put 90 and see. What is 10% of 90? 9 rupee. Am I getting 9 rupee profit here? Yes. So, this suits. Isn't it or not? This is the trade he has done. Okay. He has marked his item at 110. He is selling it at 99, but he has bought it at 90 rupee. So, rather than giving these numbers, he has given in a different way. Same theoretical trade, but the values are different here. What is given here? What is 770, sir? If the mark price at the place of 110, if I give you 770, under 7 times idya, isn't it or not? So, the cost price has to be 90 into 7, which is 630. Okay, a small variation here. UPSC knows that you most of the time will assume it as 100. Itkondu ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, not a big deal, but you will get in fraction here. Okay, 1 or 2 more steps. Okay, shall I move this? Understood? Okay, go ahead. Yeah, see, this is a typical UPSC kind of observations. He'll ask you. Okay. You know what is the meaning of more men? This is the number of men. Has he given the number of men anywhere here? No. Everything is given in percentage. So can we conclude more number of men? More men is the number of men there. Okay. Can we conclude? Come on. More men, or the success rate of men is more. You know what is more men, right? More number of men. More men means. Okay. Yes, sir. More men, is it? Okay. Again, the print I don't know. Let's see. Maybe. Visible data. Okay, I'll show you one ambiguity here. 60% men are there and 40% women are there. So what percent candidates? 100%. Men what percent? 60%. 60 alva. Help me here. Okay. Women are 40%. 70% men cleared the qualifying test. 70% of what? 60. Of 70%. Always look here now. What is 40% of 30? 40 by 100 into 30. History agute? 12. Okay. What is 30% of 40? What? Is it same? Yes. Always x% of y is equal to? Yeah. X% of y will always be equal to y% of x. If I change the order, that doesn't make any difference. That's why successive. Okay. Okay, sir. Now, if you do 60% of 70 or 70% of 60%, that's one and the same. Okay, so what is the percentage here? 7 into 6, 42%. Okay, they have passed here. Agree? Similarly here, what is happening? Mr. Madam, 75% of 40. 75% of 40 AD. So 40% of 75 AD. 30. 30%. Okay, thereafter, what he says? Entered into the, see, this is the first stage. Like a prelims, 70% and 75% cleared the qualifying test and entered into what? Final test. Where? Final test allenaito. Yeah, this is the first stage. In the second stage, 80% of these. Okay, this is the entered into the first stage. 80%. What is 80% of 42? Yeah, 33.6%. 33.6%. Okay, 33.6 or else if I take here. 70 na 70%. So this will be 21 here like this. Okay. What was the overall percentage here earlier? 60%. Out of which 33.6 is the passing ratio. Okay. Similarly here 40. What is the passing? 21. See 60 by men no 33.6 divided by 60. Here 21 divided by 40. Which is greater? In percentage also, which is greater? Murder Paul. This is 2.5. How much is 21 into 2.5? 21 into 250. 2.5, 51 something. Okay, approximately 51 something. Here it is 63 and 5. So this one, can I consider it as approximate? I am doing approximate. This is 11. Okay. 11 and a half will I do. 11 into 5 is what? 55. Which is greater? Yeah, men. So here, can I say more men cleared, or the percentage of men are more clearing? Yeah, or else the success rate of men is what? More. The statement was supposed to be what? The success rate. Or else, if I consider here, 55% men are having success and 51% women are having success. Is the success rate below 50? Is the success rate below 50? No. If I take the average 55 and 51 divided by 2, will I get less than 50 here? No. Isn't it or not? Hence, this can't be an option. Success rate is higher for women? No. Both A and B, definitely not. So this has to be the appropriate, where he says what? More men cleared. Men andre number kodbekiತ್ತು ನಾವು. But success rate of men is more, we can conclude. ನೋಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಒಂದು ತಪ್ಪು ಕಂಡಿಡಿದೀನಿ ಪ್ಲೀಸ್. If this is the one, okay, official ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ನಾನು ನೋಡಿಲ್ಲ. If this is the statement given in the actual paper, then there is an ambiguity here. What to do in this kind of questions? So those who are having, yeah, good calculation, you can do this one, or else the one who is struggling in these areas, more than one step is struggle. ಅವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Skip ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ better. Getting? Oh, I am showing the leaving areas also. Okay, shall I move this? CSAT or CDS idu? CDS. We'll go to CSAT. Okay, ಹೇಳ್ರಪ್ಪ. CSAT. ನಮಗೆ ಪಠ್ಯ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡಿ. You sold a car at 3 lakh and incurred a loss of 20%. What is your cost price? ಎಷ್ಟಕ್ಕೆ ತಂದಿದ್ರಿ? What is the price at which you have bought it? You want break? Example ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಹೋಗಿ ಒಂದು ದಮ್ಮಡ್ಕೊಂಬರೋಣ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಒಂದ್ಸರಿ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡ್ರೆ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ 3-6. ಹಾ, 15 minutes ಆಯ್ತು, ಮಾಡೋ ಇನ್ನೊಂದೆರಡು ತಗೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಒಳ್ಳೆ ಫಾರ್ಮಲ್ ಇದ್ದೀರಾ ಈಗ, ಹೇಳಿ ಮೇಡಮ್. 3,60,000, how? Majority of the students will pick this kind of question, thinking short one, because short is easier antana. It all depends on how well you have understood. Nodi, there is a chance of making mistake here, right? UPSC do lot of R&D behind the questions. The way he is asked is little bit confusing most of the time. And also options, it will give you that feeling. Okay, give me an example of trade of 20% profit, 20% loss. Give me any example of trading 20% loss. You know the example, 100. So if you buy it at 100, you sell it at what price, madam? 80. Is called 20%. He also has done in the same way, isn't it? Or else if I take the ratio 10:8. Agree? Okay. He has bought it at certain price and he has sold it at 3 lakh and incurred a loss of 20%. This is very similar trade, right? At the place of 8, you have 3 lakh. Okay. At the place of 10, what has to be written here? If 8 parts is equal to 3 lakh, x is equal to, or else 10 parts is equal to x. Yes sir, Madi 10 into 3 lakhs divided by 8. This is your answer. Simplify ಮಾಡ್ರಪ್ಪ. ಹೋಗುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ, ಇದು 5 4 ಇಂದ ಹೋಗ್ತದಲ್ಲ 3 ಲಕ್ಷ. How much? One part is 75,000 and this is what? 3 lakhs. Okay. So this is 5 times, this is 4 times. 4 into 75 is 300 and 3 zeros. 75,000. What is 75 into 5? 375. Okay. See, you guys are capable of solving these things, but not be in a hurry. Idana madi. Definitely you will cross 40 questions. Do not try to count it. Does it make any difference if you count it? ದುಡ್ಡು ಎಣಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಆಗ್ಬಿಡ್ತದ ಮತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಅದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಪಾಸು. ಎಷ್ಟು ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್ ಆಯಿತು, ಯಾವುದೋ ಯೂಟ್ಯೂಬ್ ಚಾನಲ್ ನೋಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಇವತ್ತು ಮಾಡಲೇಬೇಕು ನೀನು ಬಚ್ಚೋ ಕರೋ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ 50. ಅವನು 50ಕ್ಕೆ ಒಂದು ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರು ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅನ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಪಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ಬಿಟ್ಟಿರ್ತಾನೆ, ಅವನೇ ಫೇಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೋತಾನೆ ಆಮೇಲೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಚಲೇ ಮೂವ್ ದಿಸ್. Remember this one orally again. Feeling ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳೋದಲ್ಲ, ಪ್ರಾಕ್ಟೀಸ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೇಕು. ಏನ್ರಿ ಡಾಕ್ಟ್ರೆ 3 ದಿನ 4 ದಿನ ಆಗಿದೆಯಾ ಮಾಡಿ. Yeah, come on guys, come on. No profit, no loss. ಹೆಂಗೋ ಈಗ ಅದು ನಾನು 20% ಅಂತ ಕೊಟ್ಟಿದ್ರೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಲಾಸ್ ಆಗ್ತಿತ್ತು? ಎಷ್ಟು ಲಾಸ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳಿದ್ರೆ 4% ಲಾಸ್. ಓಕೆ ಓಕೆ, ಸಿ ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ನೌ. He is selling how many articles? 2 articles, 2 goods. Okay, and what is same? Yeah. And what is also same? Profit percentage and loss percentage, they are numerically same. Isn't it, sir? For example, if I take this as 100, 10% profit. What is 10% profit? 110. Okay, if I take this as 100, this will be 90. Agree, madam? Okay. If I take this one 10:11, this will be 10:9. But according to the question, what he says? According to the question, what he says? Selling price has to be same. Is it same? No. Can I make it same? How to make it same? Look here now. Into, see, 9 11 ಒಂದೇ ಆಗಬೇಕು. ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಸರ್? Into 11 you do inside. Here into 9. So 9 into 10 is 90. 9 into 11 is 99. If you buy it at 90 and sell it at 99, what percent profit? 10% profit, isn't it? Similarly here 11 into 10 is 110, 11 into 9 is 99. What percent loss? 10% loss, 11 rupee, right? So cost price of the goats is 90 rupee. One goat to 90 rupee bought, and this is 110. So totally I have paid how much here? 200 rupees is my cost price, and the selling price SP is equal to what? 99 plus 99 is equal to 198. On an investment of 200, I am losing 2 rupee. For 200, if it is 2 rupee, for 100, anything compared to 100 is called percent. He suffers a loss of what? Yeah, whenever the selling price of both the articles is same, and the loss percentage and the profit percentage is also same, then it's simple. L into P by 100 you do. That is 10 into 10 by 100. What is 10 into 10 by 100? 1. Okay, if you do a trade like this means how? Your selling price has to be same, and your loss percentage and cost percentage, profit percentage has to be same. In that case, you will always incur loss. Okay, that is how we'll find the loss. Okay, 1% loss. Take this one. He might give you the prices of the goods and ask you for the loss also. Eshtu hana loss aitu anta. See, whenever we are conducting a session, before only I'll be announcing the topics. So come with the revision. ಓಕೆ, ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಬಂದರೆ ನಿಮ್ಗೆ ಕಷ್ಟ ಆಗ್ತದೆ, ರಿವಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಬರ್ಬೇಕು. This is the last stage where you can save a lot of time for your revision of GS. So if you are seriously taking this attempt, then come with the revision. Okay. This is the theoretical part. Okay. Answer is very simple. 10 into 10 by 100 you can do easily. Come on, mixture, but still percentage. Last year is 24. Remember the dishonest shopkeeper question? Dishonest milkman? Yeah, those kind of questions. ಎಷ್ಟು 20%. Is it? Come on, focus. Yeah. Okay, look here now. Let's build an example around this one. Let's say 1 ml is equal to 1 rupee. Okay, for who? Yargidu 1 ml 1 rupee. The one who's buying. Okay, to sell an article you have to buy in the first place, isn't it? 1 ml 1 rupee. 100 ml you have bought. What is the price? 100 rupee. This is the cost price of what? Honey. Okay. Now, if I buy it for 100 rupee without any adulteration, if I sell it at 100 rupee, will I get any profit? No. Okay, but he is getting what percent profit? 20% profit by selling it at cost price. By selling the mixture at cost price. He is selling what here? Mixture. He bought what? Honey. Okay, he bought honey and he mixed what? Water. What is the price of water? Okay, he doesn't mention that it is 0, but you must know that the concept. Why he is mixing water? Because it's of 0 cost. Hello sir, he is mixing water here. Okay, certain ml of water, which is of cost how much? 0. Okay, afterwards he is selling the mixture. He is selling what? Mixture. He is not selling honey. He is selling the mixture at cost price only. Cost price is what? 1 ml 1 rupee. Selling is also 1 ml 1 rupee. Okay, selling price is also of the mixture idu. Okay, how much? 1 ml 1 rupee tara martidane. Okay, but he is earning a profit of how much? 20. What is his investment? 100. So he is earning a 20% profit, means he must be selling it at what? 120. If I am selling it at 1 ml 1 rupee, 1 ml 1 rupee, I got 120 rupee. So I have sold how much? 120 ml, isn't it or not? 1 ml 1 rupee tara marta idini. I got 120 rupees. So I must have sold how much ml? 120 ml. Okay, I have bought the honey, how much ml? 100 ml. I am selling 120, means I have mixed how much? 20 ml. Isn't it or not? Okay, so what is the answer here? 20%. I have mixed it 20%. 100 ml of honey, 20 ml of water. Okay, sir. So I'll consider 1 ml 1 rupee. So 100 ml I have bought 100 rupee cost price of the honey. Okay, I have bought it at rupees 100 and I am earning a profit of 20%, means I should be selling it at 120. But I am selling it at cost price only. I am saying that whatever the price I have bought, I am selling. But I am not selling the honey. I am selling what? Mixture. What I have mixed? Water. Okay, to sell it at 120 at the price of 1 ml 1 rupee, you have to sell 120 ml. Bought 100 ml, sold 120 ml means you must be mixing 20 ml of water. Okay, so percentage of water mixed is 20%. Okay, so more than any calculation here, reasoning is important. Okay, see, most of the time you'll think that it's not possible to be 20% here. Anyway, it's given. Since we are in UPSC, something irbekel tricky anta. 16 2 by 3, 25 koti rakbiಡ್ತೀರಾ. UPSC. Shall I move this one? Okay, come on. A simple calculation, basic thing. Read the question completely. Five more questions. Is it 5? Completely depends on how well you understand the question. That's it. Yeah, guys, answer. 5. Okay. Those who got the answer, are you guys convinced with 5? Okay, then you can go for an answer. If not, never go for a fluke answer. Okay. Artha aita mari question no? Decode it. Come on. How many questions are there? 70 questions. Okay. To get pass, I need to get 60% marks. 60% marks andre, I should correct 60% of the questions only, right? What is 60% of 70? So 42 questions has to be correct to get pass. And she has made, let's see, how many questions correct in 10 arithmetic? She answered 70% of the arithmetic, 40. Okay, questions are there. How many questions? 10, then 30, then 30. Okay, split. She answered 70% of the arithmetic, 40% of the algebra, and 60% of geometry. What is this one? 40%. 40%? 70%. 70% of 10 will be 7 here. 30, 12. Give me the data. I'll write this one. How much? 40%. What is 40% of 30? 12. Okay. Similarly here, 60%. 60% of 30 is 18 questions. So she has done this much correctly. How many required actually? 42. So totally 7, 12 and 18. Yes, sir. 37. Yes, bekitu sir. 42. How many more? Okay. Shall I move this? ಇದೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಬಿಡಿ. ಯಾ ಬೇಗ ಹೇಳಿ ನೋಡೋಣ. ಹಾ 1% loss. 1% loss. 1% loss. 1% loss. ಹೆಂಗೋ PYQ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೆ ನೋಡಪ್ಪ. ಅಲ್ಲಿ UPSC ನಾವು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಂಗೆ ಅವ್ನು ಅದೇ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ಕಣೋ, ಬಟ್ ಅದೇ ರೀತಿ ಇರಲ್ಲ. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಹೇಳಿದ್ನ ನಾನು. ಇದೇ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್ ಅದು. ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಅದೇನೆ, ಸೆಲ್ಲಿಂಗ್ ಪ್ರೈಸ್ ಸೇಮ್ ಇದೆಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಈಗ ನಾನು ನಿನಗೆ 10% ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ತೀನಿ. ಓಕೆ, ನೀನು ನನಗೆ 10% ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರಿದ್ರೆ ನಮ್ಮಿಬ್ಬರಿಗೂ ಬರೋ ಹಣ ಒಂದೇನಾ? ನಾನು 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ತೊಗೊಂಡಿರ್ತೀನಿ, ನಿನ್ಗೆ 10% ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಂದರೆ 110 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ಮಾರ್ತೀನಾ? ನೀನು ನನಗೆ 10% ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ತೀಯ, ನಿನಗೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ಬಂತು? 11 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬಂದಿರುತ್ತೆ. ಸಕ್ಸಸ್ಸಿವ್ ಇದು. ಗೇನಾ? I don't know, you tell me. Gain, loss? Loss? 1% loss? Gain? Loss? ಒಟ್ಟಲ್ಲಿ ಬಿಡಲ್ಲ ತಾನೆ ಈ ಕ್ವೆಶನ್. ನೀವು ಏನಾದ್ರೂ ಆಗಲಿ ಮಾಡೇ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಿ. ಓಕೆ, ಲುಕ್ ಹಿಯರ್ ನೌ. ಒಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ಗೋಪಾಲು, ಇನ್ನೊಂದ್ ಕಡೆ ರಾಮ್. Let's say Gopal has bought it at 100, cost price of Gopal. Okay, he is selling to Ram at 10% profit. Madrappa 110. Then Ram wanted to sell it back to Gopal at 10% loss. 10% of this money. This is 10% profit. This is 10% loss. What is 10% of 110? 11. 11 loss adre eshtಕ್ಕೆ ಮಾರ್ತಾನೆ. So Gopal got back that mobile. Isn't it or not? Isn't it? Gopal has invested how much here? And he paid 99 rupee to Ram now, right? Isn't it or not? So Gopalu initially he bought it at 100. Second time he is buying it at 99. ಏನಗಿದೆ? He has got the mobile as well as 1 rupee. He has the mobile in his hand. Anyway, he is buying the same mobile from Ram, right? Okay, for what money? 99. So how much? He is saving 1 rupee here, meaning 1 rupee gain. ಅಲ್ವೇನೋ? ಯೋಚನೆ ಮಾಡಿ, 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿಗೆ ತಗೊಂಡಿದ್ದೆ, ಈಗ 99 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದೇ ಮೊಬೈಲ್ನ ಮೊಬೈಲು ಬಂತು, 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿಯೂ ಇದೆ ನಿಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ ಕೈ. ಸೊ ದಟ್ಸ್ ಅ ಪ್ರಾಫಿಟ್, isn't it? 1% profit. See, basically this is a basic exam where he checks your understanding ability. Okay, so comprehend the given statements and also options. Okay, next case. ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ ಬೇಗ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ ಮಿಕ್ಸ್ಚರ್ ಕಮ್ ಆನ್. Yeah, percentage mixture. See, 4 to 5 questions we can expect in a year. Percentage. Along with that percentage, ratio also, mixture also, everything is percentage. Profit and loss, SI, CI. So 10 to 15 marks. You can solve this one using conventional technique. You can put allegation. Mixture is allegation madbo. Or else you can solve using the inverse relation also. Anything you do. Helappa. 20 liters he says. See, though you know these things, okay, you have become slow. So revise a lot from your notes itself. Yeah. ನೋಡಿ ಮರಿ ಹಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಬಾರ್ದು, ಬರಲ್ಲ ಅದು, ಇಕ್ವೇಶನ್ ತಪ್ಪಿದೆ. ಅಂಡ್ ಆಲ್ಸೋ ಅಪ್ರೋಚ್ ರಾಂಗ್ ಆಗ್ತದೆ. ಯಾ, how many liters? 80 liters we have. We have what and what? Liquid and water. Okay. How much liquid, sir? 25%. What is 25% of 80? 20 liter. Okay. This will be 60 liters, which is 75%. Okay. Afterwards, what we are adding? Water. If I add water, it becomes diluted, right? Okay. Now, this was originally 100% if I consider solution, out of which if this is 25%, this has to be 75%. Okay. When I mix water, I'll get one more resultant solution, right? That is also 100% only. Agree? In this 100%, you will be having liquid as well as water. Okay. Earlier liquid was how many liters? 20 liters. Okay. Now, have I added liquid? No. Okay. If I haven't added liquid, how much liquid will be present here? Same 20 liters. Add a madilla andre illu hogiralla appa 20 liters. Isn't it or not? And he says 25% of the mixture is liquid. How much water should be added so that the mixture of liquid becomes what percent? 20%. Here 20 liter is what percent here? 20%. Right? Out of this 100%, if this is 20%, this has to be what percent? 80%. 80%. If 20% value is equal to 20 liter, 80% value is equal to 80 liters. Earlier water was 60. Now it is 80, means how much has to be added? 20. The required answer is 20. Okay. 20 liters will remain same. Earlier it was 25%. Now it has become 20%. 20%, 20 liter adre 100%. 80% has to be 80 liter. Earlier water was 60 liter. Now it is 80 liter. So how much added? 20 liters. Got it? Okay. You can find in your notes these kind of questions in mixtures, and also percentage also madidi. Finished? basically comprehend statement. UPSC ಹಿಂಗೇನೆ ತರಲೆ ಮಾಡೋದು ನೋಡಿ. Come on, a riddle. If not convinced, do not answer. Read the question again and again, again and again. Try to decode it. Napa? 20%, 20%, 20%. Okay, don't worry. See, too much of confusion, you always can skip a question there. Okay, there will be always comfortable questions if you keep moving. In a class, what percent of students are from India? So, what percent of students will be there? 100%. 100 and tankolana. Okay. So, there are Indian students and also non-Indian. Okay, foreign. Foreign students. 60% of students are from India, means rest has to be 40 foreign students, and 50% of the students are girls. Okay, let's keep this in mind. Students are girls, or else in this 100%, if I classify based on the gender, girls are what percent? 50%, boys are what percent? 50% is there. Okay, next to 30% of the Indian students are girls. 30% of 60 will be how much? 18. Okay, 18 girls are there, meaning how much is the remaining? 42. Okay, so coming to this part here. Now, since I have assumed 100 number, I will take 50-50. How many boys are there totally? In this 100, total number of students we have taken 100, right? This also should be 100, in which 50 girls, 50 boys. Agree, madam? Okay, now, India dalli how many girls are there? 18, isn't it or not? 18 girls. So, 42 has to be what? Boys. Now, total number of boys are how many? 50, out of which Indian boys are how many? Indian boys are 42. So, foreign boys 8, isn't it, sir? Okay. So, what is asking? Percentage of foreign students or boys? Foreign students alli boys ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ? 8. Okay, out of 40, remaining are 32. Okay, so 8 is what percent of 40? 20%. Okay, take it into two charts. 100 students assume, in which Indian are 60, foreign are 40. Okay, according to the question, 50% of the students are girls. Okay, and 50% has to be boys. And he also says 30% of the Indian students are, out of the 60, 30% are girls. If 30% are girls, remaining has to be boys. 30% of 60 will be 18, remaining is 42. So how many boys are there? Indian? 42. How many boys are there total? 50. Okay, out of which 42 Indian boys. So remaining foreign boys. Foreign students are how many? Out of which boys are how many? 8. Girls are how many? 32. He is asking this percentage. Okay, what percent of the foreign students? The foreign students alli ಎಷ್ಟು ಜನ boys? Percentage. Okay, shall I move this? Stop it, sir. Yeah, come on. It's an interest now. How to find the simple interest? PTR by 100. Okay, forget about all those PTR by 100. What do you mean by 5% rate of interest? 5% rate of interest means for every 100 rupee taken for 1 year, you have to pay 5 rupees. Isn't it or not? Okay. The sum of money was invested at SI at a certain rate for 5 years. Shall I consider this as 100% of the money? My sum is always 100%. It has been invested for how many years? 5 years. Okay, at a certain rate of interest. 5 years. So invest money. Had it been invested at 5% higher rate, it would have fetched rupees 500 more. Okay, it would have fetched how much more? 500 more. For how many years? Same 5 years. What is the rate of interest? 5% higher rate. Rate is always what? Per annum. Isn't it or not? Okay, per annum. Per annum, if I am getting 5% more. 5% more. Isn't it, sir? For 5 years, I will be getting how much more? Okay, rather than investing here, if I invest here, I will get rupees 500 more, isn't it? If I am getting X rupee here, I am getting here X plus 500. Agree? Isn't it? Okay, I am investing at 5% per annum more rate of interest. For 1 year, you will get 5%. For 5 years, if I am investing, you are getting how much percent? 25%. That 25% of money is equal to how much? If 25% of money is equal to 500, okay, my money is what percent? 100%. 100% value is? Okay, higher rate. Rate is always per annum. Remember, though he has not mentioned, rate is always per annum per 100. 5%. ಅಂದ್ರೆ 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮೇಲೆ ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 5 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಹೆಚ್ಚಿಗೆ ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. So for 5 years, you will be paying 25%. That 25% more is given as 500. If 25% value is 500 rupee, I have invested 100%, which is 2000. Okay, sir. Shall I move this? Yeah, come on. Let's see. A person borrowed 3 sums, 9,000, 12,000, 15,000 at 7%, 8% and 9%. The total, what is he? Had to pay 50,700 at the end of n years. What is this 50,700? This is the total amount. Always the total amount is equal to what? Principal plus interest. Okay, interest will be charged every year at a certain rate. Okay, look here now. What is the total amount paid? TA is equal to principal plus SII. In this case, interest is, what is the total amount? 50,700. What is the total principal? Principal 9,000, 12,000, 7 ರೂಪಾಯಿ. ಎಷ್ಟು? 36,000. Okay. How much is the interest paid here? This is how much interest? 7% per annum. Per annum, isn't it or not? Okay, meaning every 100 rupee taken, I have to pay 7 rupee. If you have taken 9,000, how much you have to pay? 630. 9 into 7 is 630. This is for how many years? 7% per annum ಮರಿ ಇದು ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ 630 ಕೊಡಬೇಕು. How many years you have taken? N years. Means how much money you have to pay here? 630 N. Okay, from this source. Similarly, 8% you are paying on 12,000. 12,000, 8% means, yeah, come on, 12 into 9, 8 is 960. 960 times of what? N. Every year you are paying 960, 960. If it is for 1 year, 960. 2 years into 2. Similarly, 15,000, 9%. Yeah, 135 N. Okay, if I add all this, this is the interest here, right? Isn't it? Can I put this interest here? Huh? Oh yeah, 130 N. 135 0. ಬರ್ಕೋತೀರಾ? Okay, you add all this interest here. Okay, you put it here. So the only unknown in this will be N. Okay, can you do this? Go ahead, come on. Simplify. ಮಾಡು. ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾರ್ಕ್ಸ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಮಾಡು ಇದಕ್ಕೆಲ್ಲ. How much? 630, 960, 1350, quick. 630, 960. 290. 2940 N plus 36,000 is equal to 50,700. Come on, subtract 50,700 minus 36,000 divided by 2940. It will get factorized. See, you are getting lot of zeros here, right? Zero yaudrin cut agutte? Zero ne 5. You are getting an even number at the denominator and you have to have a 0. So it has to be 5 times only. 2940 na madam, 2940 N, okay, which is 50,700 minus 36,000 whole divided by 2940 will be equal to N. 5 years. Okay, calculation question. Shall I move this? Yeah, this is a half yearly question. Half yearly. Remember half yearly? Yeah, last year also 24 half yearly question was there. 25 I guess, half yearly question. I'll give you that also, come on, half yearly. Very simple numbers he has given, half yearly given. Okay, look here everyone. The interest, simple interest if I take, there is a sum here. What is the difference between the simple interest and compound interest? What is the sum? 10,000. This is placed at simple interest. How many years? 2 years. At what rate? 20% per annum, sir. So effectively you will get how much? 20% per annum for 2 years, yeah? 40% you will be getting. What is 40% of 10,000? Which is equal to rupees 4,000. This is the interest you received from SI, source of SI. Now you are placing this one at CI, compound interest too. At what? Same 20% per annum. For how many years? 2 years. But what is the change here? Yeah, he says compounded half yearly. This is half yearly, biannually. Okay, look here now. I'll show the half yearly question. See, in the SI case, you charge it half yearly or else annually. It's one and the same. If it is 20% per annum, half yearly it has to be 10%. Another half, 10%. There is no change. But in the case of half yearly CI, if I charge 20% per annum, half yearly how much? First half of the year, 10%. Second half of the year, 10%. Baddi ಮೇಲೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. Earlier it was 10%. On this also 10%. What is 10% of 10%? 1%. So this will be what percent here totally? 21% in how many years? 1 year. First year is ಬರುತ್ತೆ ಬಡ್ಡಿ. Okay, this is your money. Okay, whenever you are getting an interest in compound interest, that will add to the principal money. Again, second year also you will get the interest. So how do you get the interest on the second year? This can also be calculated in this way. Look here now. This can also be calculated as A plus B plus A into B by 100. Meaning first half of the year 10%, second half of the year is also 10%, right? So which is nothing but 10 plus 10 plus 10 into 10 by 100, where A and B are equal here. 0, 0, 10 plus 10, 20 plus 1, 21%. Agree? 1 into 1 is 1. Okay, 10 into 10 divided by 100, which is 1, 21%. Now again for the next 1 year, if you are putting here, that is again 21% plus 21% plus 21 into 21 divided by 100. Hingagutte. Next to 2 terms. Got it? Again 21 plus 21, 42. Okay, 21 into 21, 441. Okay, 441 divided by 100. 441 divided by 100, 4.41. So this will be 46.4 approximately, isn't it or not? 46.4% you are getting effectively. Right? Take down this one, half yearly question of compound interest. Compounded half yearly. Remember we have done half yearly questions in CI. Half yearly. So if you are getting a question, it will be a combination of SI and CI or half yearly majority of the times in exam. So 46.4% is the effective rate of interest you are going to get. Simple interest is just multiply the years by the term rate, okay, or into T. So this is how to find the effective rate of interest for two time intervals, A plus B plus A into divided by 100. Murku ide, I don't want you to confuse all those things. Okay, since he is charging half yearly 10%, when he is charging the next year 10% is anyway the interest. Along with this 10%, compound interest means interest on interest. On the previous also interest you have to pay 10%. 10% of 10 will be 1, which is 21. This can be calculated in this manner. Okay. Now this is a 2 years question. This is first year. Second year, again whatever the interest you are getting, if you are placing it under the interest, this is how you are going to get. So effectively you are receiving 46.4%. Finish copying. This was the question, right? So here we are getting what? 46.4%. What is 46.4% of 10,000? 4,640 approximately, na? What is the difference you are getting? Here you are getting 4,000, here you are getting 4,640. Closest will be 640. Difference between these two. Okay, madam. So you can do in this way also. Whenever there is a half yearly questions, always make the rate into half and the time you double it. Okay, 20% per annum iradna 10% per annum ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. And the time you double it. There rather than 2 years, you make it 4 years. You make it 4 years. Understood? Okay. Now look here. ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಹಾಕೋದು ಗೊತ್ತು ತಾನೆ? Compound interest. What is the principal? 10,000. First year, how much interest you are going to get? I have made it as 10% per annum. 10% andre 1,000 rupee first year. Second year 1,000 rupee. 10% on this also 10% you have to put. What is 10% of 1,000? 100. Third year 1,000 on this 100, on this 100, on this one 10% of 100 is what? 10 rupee. Okay, fourth year anyway 1,000 plus, since it is for 4 years, okay, 1,000 initially, then 100, 100, 100, okay, which is, yeah, 100 plus 100 plus 100. On this 100 and 100 will be 10 and 10 plus on this 10 will be 1 rupee. So totally how much you are getting? Nodi and see. Idu 4,000 na 4,000. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 600. 1, 2, 3. Innella 10 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಮಿಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ಲ. Okay, 1, 2, 3. 3 10 ಬರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ ಇಲ್ಲಿ. Another 10 must be there. Okay, understood? If you don't know anything, at least you must be able to do this one. This is in a half yearly question. What you have to do in the quarterly question? Okay, rate ನೇನ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು? Divide by 4. Okay, and the time into 4. It is a quarterly question. If it is a triannually, if he is saying triannual, rate has to be divided by 3 and the time has to be multiplied by 3, then rest remains same. Iದೇ ರೀತಿ ಸಣ್ಣ adjustment. Take down this one. He might give you quarterly also. Okay, quarterly compound interest. One question has to teach you many. Okay, another 2-3 questions. Okay, finish off. Almost we have done more than 40 questions. Shall I move this? Sound ilvalrappa. ನೋಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ? What do you mean by every 3 months you are paying an interest? ಏನಿಲ್ಲ, ವರ್ಷಕ್ಕೆ ಎಷ್ಟು ತಿಂಗಳಿದೆ? ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ಲಿ. ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ ತಾನೇ ಅದು. Okay, 3 out of 12, which is nothing but, yeah, it's a quarterly. In this quarterly, what to do? Divide the rate by 4. So 1% per annum you make it. And time, the time. One day yorsha. Come on, do it. Easy. Madi. Okay, time is equal to 1 year. Hence, you have to multiply it by 4. Take it as 4 years. 1%. Only 1%. Take 10,000 and try to put the interest only 1% compounded. So rate becomes 1% per annum, time becomes 4 years. फटाफट बड़ी ಹಾಕಬೇಕು. ಏನು ಬರಿ 10,000ಕ್ಕೆ ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು, ಬಡ್ಡಿ ಹಾಕೋದು ಹೇಳ್ಕೊಟ್ರು ಅವ್ನಿಗೆ. ಮಾಡ್ತಾನಾ? ಹಾ, ಹೌದಾ? ಆಫ್ ದಿಸ್ first year interest, how much you are getting? 100. Second year, madam, 100. This is what? 1% of 10,000. 100. Second year, 100 plus 1% of this previous 100, which is 1 rupee. Agree? Third year, 100 plus on this one 1 rupee, this one 1 rupee. Okay? Ignore this one. Okay, idr ಮೇಲೆ 1% ಬಿಡಾಕ್ರಪ್ಪ, 0.01 ಬರ್ತದೆ, ಚಿಲ್ರೆ ಬಿಡಿ. 100. Okay, again 1 2 3 rupee, 1 2 3 rupee. On this one ಇವೆಲ್ಲ ಚಿಲ್ಲರೆ ಸೇರಿ 1 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಆಗ್ಬೋದು. Okay, so 1 2 3 400, 1 2 3 4 5 6 approximately ನೇ ಕೇಳಿರೋದು. Okay, so everything is there in your notes. Okay, each and every question which can be expected, which are already asked in the PYQs, everything is there. So if you want to do something, do the revision ashte. Okay, from your own notes. Okay, I'll write it down this one. Batch go madidini. A P rupee becomes Q rupee in 1 year, compounded half yearly at R% per annum rate of interest. Same P rupee becomes Q rupee for 1 year at an yearly S% per annum. This is what is been given. P is the principal, Q is the amount. In 1 year, on a half yearly basis, at R% per annum, it is becoming Q. Okay, same P rupee, Q rupee ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ. In how many years? 1 year. Okay, for 1 year at S% per annum, yearly interest compounded. Yeah, tell me which of this? Huh? S is greater? S is greater or R is greater? Okay, analyze madi. Okay, I'll give you this as homework to think. Okay, if you have understood the half yearly, then you can easily answer this one. S is greater? S is greater, sir? ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಒಪ್ಕೋಬಾರ್ದು ಕಣೋ, ಹೆಂಗೆ? ನೋಡ್ಬರಿ, ಇದು ಒಂದೇ ಇತ್ತು ಅಂತ ಇಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ಹಾಫ್ ಇಯರ್ಲಿ ಜಾಸ್ತಿ ಹಣ ಬರಬೇಕಲ್ವ ನಮಗೆ? ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ? ಇಲ್ಲ. ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಬರ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕಡಿಮೆ ಬರ್ತಿದ್ಯಾ? ಆರೇ ಹಾಕಿದ್ರೆ you could have got more than Q, but since you are getting Q, okay, you are getting less here. So what is greater, what is lesser here? S is okay. Analyze this one. So this is a PYQ 25A. I think we have finished most of the questions here. 1000 again. This ratio is ಮಾಡೋಣ ಇದು. Yeah, compounded quarterly, very similar. difference between CI and SI, increase, decrease salary. Okay, in this case, I want you to do this one. Come on. Yeah, guys. CDS ಬರೀರೋ ಅದು ಕ್ಲಾಸ್ 1 ಗ್ರೂಪೇ. There is the age criteria, 24 years only. There is no reservation. Armed forces and reservation turned in. ಈ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಬಗ್ಗೆ ಗೊತ್ತಿರಬೇಕು UPSC ಬಂದ್ಮೇಲೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಸರ್ಚ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೋಗಿ. Your SSB will be very difficult there, interview stage. Qualifying ratio is very less, though you qualify written. Because meanwhile you will be having, okay, do not wait for prelims again and again. Okay, meanwhile you will be having exams. Write down. ಸುಮ್ಮನೆ ಕೂತ್ಕೊಂಡು ಟೈಮ್ ವೇಸ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿರ್ತೀರಾ ಕಾಪಿ ಟೀ ಕುಡ್ಕೊಂಡು. 38 ಡಿಗ್ರಿ ಇರ್ತದೆ, ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಬಿಸಿ ಕಾಫಿ ಕುಡಿತಾ ಇರ್ತೀರಾ. ಯಾ ನೋ ಓಕೆ, ಅಷ್ಟು ಗೊತ್ತಾದ್ರೆ ಸಾಕು. ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಆಗಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ. ಯು ಕುಡ್ ಅಟ್ಲೀಸ್ಟ್ ಲೀವ್ ದಿ ಕ್ವೆಶ್ಚನ್, ಸ್ಕಿಪ್ ಇಟ್. ಓಕೆ, since you have invested that much of time, do not go for a fluke answer. You can leave this one. Okay, or else look here now. Let, how many people are there? X and Y. Let their salary be 100 and 100. In this case, I'll assume 1000. Okay, ankoti. But let's see whether it's same or not. First increased by what percent? X salary is first increased by 12%. Ivandenaito. Y salary is increased by 10%. What is 12% increase? 1000, 200, 120 barutta. Okay, this one 1000, 100. Then what happened? Help me here. Full frame alli there ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ 10% ಇರೋ ಮಾಡೋಣ, ಹೋಗೋಣ ಅಲ್ಲಿಗೆ. ಓಕೆ, ಲೆಟ್ ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅನ್ಕೊಳ್ಳೋಣ, ಆಗ್ಬೋದು ಆಗದೇನೆ ಇರ್ಬೋದು, ನೋಡೋಣ. ಓಕೆ, ದಿಸ್ ಒನ್, ಲೆಟ್ ಅಸ್ಯೂಮ್ ದಟ್ 1120. What is 12% of 1200? 120? 1120 na? Okay, my mistake. But I have done 20% mavadiva. Okay, assuming this as 1200. 1120. Okay. Yes, that's right. My mistake. 1120. Then what happened? Decreased by 10%. Decreased by 10%. This what happened? Decreased by 12%. Okay, okay, what is 10%? This is 112. 1008, sir. Okay, 1008. How much is this one? 12%. 12%. Okay. Yeah, 132. If you subtract 132, it becomes how much, madam? 968. But according to the question, what he says? At the end, if I do like this, their salary should be same. Is it same? No, it's not same. How to make it same? Multiply by each other here. Okay. If you are multiplying by each other, this becomes what? Into 968, it becomes 1008. If I am multiplying here, I have to multiply this also by 968 only. Okay, isn't it? This also becomes 1008. Isn't it? Now, what was the ratio of initial salary of these two, X and Y? Initial salary is this one. Okay, if I take the ratios, 0 zeros cancels here, the ratio of these two will be your answer. So it is in the ratio 968 and 1008. If you are taking 100, you will get 96.8 and 100.8. Same thing. 8 in the hogutte noti. 8. 8 into 121 and 126. 8 into 121 and 126. Okay, possible question. If you get a very similar question, you know the technique of solving now. Okay, you can do this. Increase, decrease, increase, decrease. You can go by successive also. Try madi technique if you want. Okay, as of now, you don't have that much of time to do all the methods, okay, or more number of questions. Okay, you solve the PYQs. If you are comfortably solving majority of the question, no need of revision, anything. Okay, you can concentrate on your GS part and you can write mock. 5 mocks are enough, CSAT. Okay, if not, you have to go back and revise. Okay, then again come and solve some of the mock. Installment CDS I do. Okay, look here now. What is the percentage here? Compound interest 110. Remember this one. Okay, those who have done the concept, you will be having the familiarity when I am writing here. Those who don't know, just remember this one. Okay, as of now, we need lot many questions behind this one to explain this. Okay, what is 10%, sir? 110. Okay, 1 by 10 if you are paying interest means if you have taken 10 rupee, you will be paying 11 rupees. Okay, alvapa, nanatra 10 rupayi tagondidya, but you are paying how much? 11. After how many years? 1 year. Okay, at the end, whatever you pay is called installment. First installment kattidira. How much is the first installment? 11. In this 11 rupee, how much is principal? 10. How much is interest? Yeah. Second year, if it goes, this becomes 10 square and this becomes 11 square. Third year, if you are going, this becomes 10 cube and this becomes 11 cube. Remember this. Okay, I don't go in detail with these concepts as of now. If it is for 2 years, 10 square, 11 square, illa end agtadi. If it is 3 years, 10 cube, 11 cube. But he says all the installment are what? Equal. What is the amount of each installment if they are equal installment? Okay, because he says 3 equal annual installment, right? Okay, these are the installments. These are the principal money. Okay, can you see? Are they equal? Are they equal? No. If they are not equal, you know how to make it equal. If this is 11 cube and 11 square here, ಏನು ಮಾಡಬೇಕಿದ್ದ? Into 11 you do to make it equal. If this is 11 and these are 11 cube, how to equal this one? 11 square. If you are multiplying here, this also gets multiplied. This also gets multiplied by 11. This also gets multiplied by 1 if you are multiplying. 11 square. 11 square is what? 121 into 10. 1210. Right, madam? 11 square into 11. 11 cube. What is 11 cube? 1331. Okay. Similarly, this is 11 into 10 square. What is 10 square? 100. 100 into 11. Similarly, 11 into 11 square, 1331. Okay. 10 cube is how much? 1000. Okay. This will be 1331. Now, if I add all this, remember add, do not multiply like successive. I'll get my principal money. If I add all this, okay, add, I'll get the total amount. Okay. This will be the compound interest between these two, and this will be each installment. Okay. If I add all this, what I'll get? Principal, how much you have taken. If I add all this, what I'll get? Total amount. Okay. Between principal and total amount, I'll be having interest, which is compounded here, and this is the each installment. Okay. According to the question, what is given? Yen kottidane. Principal is given, isn't it, madam? Okay. If this value is given as 10,000, okay. If I add all this, how much is the sum? Sum eshtaagtade? 0.01. 3310. If 3310 value is 10,000, 3310 value is given as 10,000. I need each installment, right? What is the value of each installment? 1331 is equal to question mark, which is nothing but 1331 into 10,000 whole divided by 3310. Okay, 3310. 333 sari hogutta approximately. Approximately I am doing 3 into 1331, which is approximately what? More than 3,900. Which is the closest option? More than 3,900. Can do this one. Okay, remember, if he is given, those who have done the concept in the class, okay, you will get the familiarity here. If not, just remember this one. Okay, barkodi. Bidbedi madi zamali. So whatever the PYQ you have witnessing here, everything is there in your notes, revise. Okay, if you are underconfident, revise. If you are solving, that's okay, then you are already prepared. That's what, in the mains, if you have already thoroughly prepared your optionals, and in prelims CSAT, okay, most of the burden will be reduced. Your energy, time can be shifted towards, okay, there, essay ethics, and also here, GS. Again, see, those who are not have started anything, I am cautioning you, it's too late already. At least start from here now. Okay, it's late. Already it's late. Start ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. I am showing you the reality. ಈಗ ಹಂಗೆ ಹೇಳ್ಬೋದು, ಬಚ್ಚೋ ದೇಕೋ ಕುಚ್ ಭಿ नहीं होगा, ऐसे होगा, ऐसे होगा. ಗೊತ್ತು ತಾನೆ, ಹೋದ್ರೆ ಒಂದು ವರ್ಷ ಕಾಯಬೇಕು. Meanwhile, have a plan. UPSC calendar ಬಿಡೋದು ಇನ್ನೇನಿಕ್ರೋ. Okay, have a plan there. At least some 4 to 5 exams. Class A Group 1 officer exams you can write. Okay. Please sir, copied? Question ಕೊಡ್ತೀನಿ, last one. ನೋಡಿ ಈ ತರ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. CS ಇದು, CDS. Okay, CDS. 1 quintal is how many kgs? 100,000. No, what is 100,000, right? Yeah, one. kgs. Metric is volume, that is. Okay, 1 ton is how many kgs? So 10 tons will be how many kgs? 10,000 kgs. Okay, if I have to compare a 1 quintal with 10,000 kgs, will be what percent? 10 na? 1 quintal na 10 jote compare madidre. This is what he is asking. What percent? Very madam, 100 into 100. 0, 0, 20, 20. What percent? 1%. Understood? Okay, last year they had given one conversion like this in mensuration. Simple question. Mensuration. Do not worry about the metric, that's a volume occupied. Cubic. Always there will be few easy questions, few moderate questions. Okay, there are no difficult questions in CSAT. Okay, difficulty is by the look aste. If you are thinking too much about the metric, okay, if you are confused about quintal, then that's a difficult only. Whatever you do is mistake there. Shall I move this, sir? Oh, ಇದನ್ನ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಈಗ. ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತೀರಾ normally? ಬಿಡಿ, okay. Not a big deal. Try to leave the question like this one. Okay, but do not leave in the first place itself by the look. What has been happening here? What is happening behind this question? Successively? Yeah, successive question. Okay, successive ಕೊಡ್ತಾನೆ ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೊಟ್ಬಿಟ್ರೆ ನೋಡಿ. Okay, it's not fair. ಕೊಡಬಾರ್ದು ಹಿಂಗೆ. Now I'll tell you, and there is a number which has been successively decreased by 10%, increased by 20%, and again decreased by 10%. What is the percentage change of that number? First increase ಮಾಡ್ತೀನಿ ರೀ 100 ಅನ್ಕೊಡ್ರಪ್ಪ ಮಾಡ್ರೋ decrease by 10%, 90, increase it by 20%, 108, decrease it by 10%, 10.8 decrease, 10.8 means 98 and 97.2, right sir? How much is the initial? 100. So how much is the overall decrease? 2.8%. Agree? What I have done is decrease it by 10% means if there is a value here x, okay, x, adana ಏನು ಮಾಡಿದ್ದೀನಿ, I have decreased it by 10% means I have done 90 by 100. This is what 10% decreasing. If you decrease it by 10%, it becomes what? 90%. Again, you increase it by 20% means 120 by 100. Again, decrease it by 10% means 90 by 100. This is what called successive multiplication. And what you have taken the number as? 100. ಈ 100 ಹೀಗೆ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. 0 cancels, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0 cancels here. Okay, 9 into 12 into 9 ಎಷ್ಟು? 972. Divide by 100. Okay, isn't it or not? Or else ಇನ್ನೊಂದು 0 ಬರುತ್ತೆ ನೋಡಿ. Huh? 10 ನಾ? ಎಲ್ಲೋ ಒಂದು 0 ಮಿಸ್ ಆಯ್ತಲ್ರಿ? 1 0 1 0. Oh, ಇಲ್ಲೊಂದು 0 ಇರುತ್ತಲ್ಲ? Okay, if it is 0 here, 1000. Okay, 0 0 cancels, 97.2 that is. Agree? Right? Now, if it is a 3 level of successive, how many denominators zeros here? 100 into 100 into 100. So totally 6 zeros. If it is 2 successive, 4. Howda sir? If it is 4 level of successive, that's nothing but 10 square, 10 power 4, 10 power 6, 10 power 8. ಎಷ್ಟು level of ಆಗಿದೆ successive here? Initially what happened? K percent increase, then K percent decrease, again K percent increase, again K percent decrease. 4 level, which has to be in the denominator what here? 10 power 8. What is the option? 10 power 8. We have two options here. This one as well as this one. ಇದರಲ್ಲಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ರಪ್ಪ ಹೋಗ್ಲಿ ಯಾವುದು ಅಂತ. ಎರಡು ಒಂದೇನಾ? ಇಲ್ಲ. How many times K has to be multiplied here? K. How many times K has to be multiplied? Decrease or increase, anyway K only, right? Okay. How many times? 4 times. So K power 4. What is K power 4? This one, right? So this is your answer. Okay. We can solve this one, but we don't get extra marks for it. So 4 level of successive, it has to be 10 power 8. 10 square, 10 square. Percentage alwa. Every percentage is 10 square. How many times? Divide by agutte. Q by, okay, 10 power 8. So this is 4 times. Okay, analyze it. If you have revised properly, if you know the concept, then if you analyze the question, if you think about the question there, then one or the other way you can answer. If it doesn't comes under your understanding, then always leave. Always leave. Never go for a fluke answer. Okay. ಈ ಹಳೆ ಪಂಟ್ರುಗಳೆಲ್ಲ ಒಂದು okay, they have a strategy. If one thing goes right, you can make 3-4 mistakes ಹಿಂಗೆಲ್ಲ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ 3 mistakes in UPSC and all. That doesn't works in actually CSAT alla. You know what I'm saying? GSL now. Work on the accuracy. Okay guys, so through this we have completed, yeah, percentage. So those who are confident enough, do not go for any practice. Okay, you are already ready, go for the mock. Okay, how many mocks? 5 suck. Okay, last 5 weeks 5 mock. Okay guys, thank you. See you in the next week with one more concept. Okay, topic will be announced by Wednesday or Thursday. So come with the revision. Okay, it will be helpful. Revise from your own notes. Okay guys, thank you. See you.